onto that dedicated vertical game.
Listen, Lyman, I'm a
Right.
math major, I'm a stats major, I can make up words, okay? You can't make fun of me for saying fake words.
Try to get that body bounce tip into their favor earlier, because you still have to be perfect for 2 in a row. Send in a couple of drones, get that intel. They gotta find
All
a way
right,
to
AA.
dislodge this Mira from here, or it's gonna just spell
Minute
disaster.
30, my prediction is that you lose. This is gonna make you win now.
Like you were saying, the positioning for Aerial Arise is still cocked. They need to clear off these mirrors. They need to find some sort of a space towards this hold. And potentially that push is going to come through right now. Minute 15 and the execute's going down.
Best team's going to land with G2 at Manchester? What? I'm saying I would like to see the best teams attend LAN.
I believe they have an incredible win rate once the diffuser has actually went
Was
down.
G2 the best
So,
team
it's a 5v4
in the
situation.
EULCQ?
Gotta just
Honestly,
hold on.
probably.
We're gonna
I think
see
they
if
just
they're gonna
choked.
be able to bring it back. Vertical, be damned, they said. So waiting for that 2F fall. That is going to be Smiker to find it onto Mike W. Rampy to take it onto Snake, but they're going for the defuse. Does get taken down. And then Rios
I don't see it
defines the
happening.
double now into a 2v2
The Toxic Babe
scenario.
will
He's going to have to get onto it, and he starts
dissuade.
with the defuse. From up top,
In
he's
Rio?
gonna take it. Are they gonna
Oh,
get off?
Brios!
It's
They have
not
time
Rios.
too! Wait, they played that so
Double
good!
kill, and there's
Holy
the
shit,
final
they
result
actually are
of the
doing it.
round.
Wait, they're actually gonna force us overtime.
The
Holy
position of
shit.
Aerial Arise. The mirrors on the extension just absolutely bleed time.
Why was I'm saying I want the best teams at LAN.
So, what do you do when you're in that position?
Why was
You
G2
go
at
for broke
Manchester?
because you have a
I don't know,
Yeti,
bro.
You can push into site.
They won the
you can
qual.
Get an execute down, and
That's
it
crazy, dude.
happens perfectly. They don't lose a member towards the basement. They don't lose.
Aerial Arise are
are
winning Montreal. I have bad news for you about the status of Aerial Arise as a tier 1 team and the ability of tier 2 teams to make it to Montreal, but
happens absolutely perfectly. It is a hectic fight.
all right, Blacko, my bad.
Kill for kill between Aerial Arise and WildCard, and eventually baiting out a defuse. And after you lose member after member on the defuse, the last 2 for Aerial Arise clean it out. And at this point, you're just 1 round away. Oh my god, I'm having deja vu from the last map. You're just 1 round away from going to overtime for Aerial Arise. Can you close it out? Can you continue the strength that you've shown over the past few rounds?
Oh, you can't beat it, Irish. You absolutely can't beat it. So, 1 away, as you said, from tying us up, taking us outside of regulation for the first map. Couldn't be more excited. There's a little bit of an adaptation that comes out. Brio's going to put themselves onto the Ella, right? And that is a fun operator pick because, and yeah, it's okay, right? But the gadget stopping some of those push in when you need to be able to see, when you need to be able to swing with confidence, this could be part of that difference maker. No Ying on the board for the attack, so I'm not going to try that strat again.
It's also just a
I hope Luminosity do well at Esports World Cup as well. I don't know that I have the highest hopes. If we're being real, but you never know. Anything is possible.
Especially for Brio specifically after a round like last round.
All right, come on, AA.
Putting him on a gun with
They put Brios on the Scorpion.
Might just be a great choice. You give him something that he can just run around with, something that he can have fun with, something that he can just hold the Raptors position with.
Chat, Poison drops 3 and they win this round. Poison drops 3 and they win this round. Mark my words.
So, opening up that back area. Opening up the main breach, exactly as you would expect. We do have the Deimos on the board, so the potential for sussing out where
running an Ella instead of an Azami here is insane to me.
Which currently sits in the control room
but I trust.
hallway.
I trust fully in Brios' decision-making abilities.
It's gonna be Rampy starting.
I fully believe that this is the new meta that we're about to see unfold to hold Rafters on Labs. The Ella pick here is insane.
They know exactly where this player is, and they're setting up such a surgical pinch on him. Snake with the cover, though, like you were talking about, if this Solus goes unnoticed, then the pinch on the first floor could just absolutely be a trap instead for Aerial Arise.
Fuck, Snake gets drones.
And for Snake, that forces a rotate.
Snake and Mike in the basement right now. I'm a little bit worried about WildCard hitting site, like kind of fast, and then these guys just kind of baiting.
not really doing a whole
But I
heck of
mean,
lot
it's a
because they
mutant and it's a
haven't really
soulless.
had to.
A lot of plant denial possibility from below.
Mute
That's
coming
one
up,
for poison. That's
for the
one.
potential
How
on the
many did I
flame,
tell you?
and
I
it's
told
gonna
you
be
3.
forced into shotgun his
I
way
told
into
you
the
3.
man advantage as they now sit 5-4 with 40 seconds left on the board.
Get
They're
ready.
to take
That's
Brios
2.
off the board
Fuck.
and the answer back. Poison to get
God
ripped
damn it,
down
Poison.
by Spiker as now we put foot into
Fuck.
a 4v3, and all of a sudden,
No.
that's total control.
Don't let
of the
Spiker
topside
get
guard.
3.
So we're gonna have to lean on to the C4 potentially.
He's
to
gonna
come
get
out
on the
and stop
desk.
this plan, but it's not
No.
gonna work.
Is there an angle here?
Is
there an angle here?
Just cannot find him.
There's
He is gonna
not.
be taken down by Vertical.
No.
This into a 4v1.
Mike,
All
please.
resting onto the shoulders of Mute in this post
Mike,
scenario.
please.
He's running his life off, trying to get back to be an impactful player. But as the clock starts to tick down,
It's so
the bullets
cooked,
ringing
bro.
out at the headshot level, he's gonna push in, find it with all to do.
Yeah.
No time.
What's
left.
annoying is Poison legitimately could have gotten 3 in that position. He actually so could have gotten 3 if he believed in that shotgun more. Oh my
Another
god.
fake comeback, but a very real.
Would I say
way
hers
for
and KZ are
WildCard,
about
a
equal, or is one slightly better than the other?
fantastic closeout. Although again, they kind of.
I think over the long term,
6-2 at a certain point, and they
and in the
much
more
could have just shut the door on Aerial Arise. I think if it were any other team,
they're
you'd
both
say,
very
"This is
good."
great. You're
I
taking
would
a win
say
on
that
Aerial Arise. They are a very
hers
strong
is probably
team.
better,
This is great.
but I think saying KZ is better is also a fair opinion to have. Is Glowmoji winning? Fuck, Glowmoji's winning too. Oh, and they're in a post plant.
It's a battle of retakes here. Sesh gonna be able to take out one, but it is Kane that gets the refrag.
Alright, they retake the site at least. Matumba is seemingly still looking for players.
Re-entering the site, they're already just locking and blacklisted. Team Sesh, they stay in it for just a little bit longer.
One thing for sure,
Again,
Herds is the
Team
Brazilian
Sesh
Benji.
just
Yes.
holding their defender position.
That's what most
solid,
people have been saying.
blacklisted, never fully able to deal with those vertical players upstairs by office in archives, and because of that, they were forced to again just try to get a sneak jab plant onto the site, and it didn't work. It was a play that I saw from a mile away, and that Team Sesh most likely even saw a mile away. Because as soon as you got that bomb down, the two players upstairs said, "All right, it's retake time." Let's
Many
put some
have
pressure
said
on
that
those vertical positions, especially with that
Benji
player
Mula
on that balcony
and Herds have
over
been colluding,
by,
and maybe
I
the
believe
same
it's
person.
called Visa. Yep, over by Visa.
Also,
And
congratulations
again,
to everyone who
it's just so
believed in
much pressure
WildCard.
onto Blacklisted, they can't even
Cam
really
Hawk,
play
who
that
put
post win because they
80K
don't
on
even really had
WildCard,
back control set up
avoids a
to shoot at all.
disaster narrowly.
And the same thing happened
Narrowly.
to Sesh the last time that they were on attack as well. If you recall, it was on bathrooms. They were able to get 2 players into bathrooms, but the issue isn't getting in, it was getting out.
Extra, you're
And Sesh
racing
was
for
at
last
least able to do
place.
the same thing. That is the beauty of the play that they're going for, just holding that second floor pressure. It's not that it protects the sites from being entered, it's that it takes so much time away that by the time that you get into the sites, there's nothing left to do. Now, Team Sesh, they're set up on the second floor, and they are
Blackout,
kind of playing a
chill.
little bit differently than we've seen all game. I mean, this is the first time we've seen the Capcan come
The
out,
reason,
and,
so basically
very
anybody
happy
who's
to
like
see
a
it as
regular
well.
chatter
I
is
think
either
they're
going to be like
finally
top
learning how to
100 or
deal with
bottom
this
100.
strange,
Because the middle
strange
like
meta.
600 people are mostly people
I
that
really
are
love
like
that Cap
have
Cam,
only
but it is
chatted
a
a few
small
times,
change.
so
It
they're
is
all
what
like
a
plus
lot of
0,
people
plus 1,
would
minus
call a
1
micro change
to like plus
coming
3,
out
plus
from
4,
Team
plus
Sesh,
5.
but it is a
It is
problem
possible for you to
that
have
could
chatted a
really
ton and
punish
still be plus
Blacklisted
0,
if they
and there are a
continue
couple
to
people
make
who
the
are like
mistake
that.
of not
But like
driving well,
most
not
people who
doing
chat
that
enough
due
are either going to be
diligence
heavily towards the top or heavily towards the
spaces
bottom,
of
which
the
I think
map.
makes it extra fun.
And Spaces is going to be the name of the game. I mean, we can see the plan.
KD distribution, at least for the
right now as
for the
Buck
plus minus, is
starts
like
to
very
chip
a
away at
huge
the
mountain in
vert
the middle,
from
and then just a couple
underneath.
outliners.
The
Like a
main
stretched normal
question is gonna
distribution.
be how long will he remain playing from that position? Now, Blacklisted is still holding up on the balconies here, but Tumba is privy to this, though. The play is going to start out here. Here we go once again. Oh, but no, it's a counter immediately. Thomas actually coming through with the kill.
Who's
Corrupt
last
is gonna be
place?
able
Let me
to get a
check.
refrag, but here's Senvale with one more of their own. This is great for Blacklisted on match point with one player
Last
advantage
place in
right
mini
now.
siege
Team Sesh, 1 player down.
is.
It's going to get sweaty here. All remaining members of Team Sesh are going to be on the second floor here, and Badger cleans up
Last
the line.
place
It is now
is
going to be
one
a pure
nut
3v3.
R6. He is 172
Badger
to
retaking
198,
that
minus
position is
26.
eventually dealt with by
They are.
Thomas, and now it's all up to Corrupt and TK. But the problem is Blacklisted. They have to shamble. They have to move around the map, and now it's all up to Corrupt, and it's Senvale to finally get the last player. And the map pick of Team Sesh is actually won by their opponents.
Well, that's a bad
Absolutely
start for
wild
those who believe
as
in
map 1 goes to
justice.
and it just goes to show that
I hate to say it, chat, but Glowmoji may be winning the series.
But there's even more ways that you can attack it.
Yeah, and
This dude's
in
got
the
some
previous
cool
two
background
matches
lighting.
for Blacklisted,
This
we
guy looks like
saw
he's in a
lot of
comfy
problems
apartment.
of them simply not committing to a push on the attack, and it seems to be fixed at least just a little bit. I don't want to give all the props to Senvale.
What is this animation, bro? Can we get to the game?
Did help Blacklisted.
Bro, that logo did like 9 flips. All right, I'm gonna put this up on my other monitor. We're gonna play a couple geography games. I'm gonna put on the Sonic music. And chat, let's go. Can somebody please give me a country? Just male defender, release operator, not from Asia. Could be a lot of options. Not breach, not frontline. What about a pulse? Is Pulse Viper Strike? He actually might be. Give me Rook. I think Rook fills all of these categories. All right, male defender from Europe, not from France. Not support, not breach, not frontline. Not Viper. Rook is Viper Strike since when? I thought he was the healers. All right. What about Bandit? Is Bandit considered a support by Ubisoft, though? He might be. Who's the other German defender? It's Bandit and, Blitz IQ, Bandit, and, what am I, stupid? Fuck it, let's just go Bandit. Well, they're not German anyways. It is either anti-gadget or anti-entry. Probably Smoke, right? Isn't Smoke anti-entry? Yeah. Not my best run, chat. Not my best run. I didn't know Rook was a Viper Strike. That's my bad. Jaeger! Dude, what an irrelevant fucking operator. Oh my god. How do I forget about Jaeger? Because he hasn't been played in like 7 years. Is Bandle a music one? I don't know music. What country is this? I think this is San Marino. Right? Yeah. Fastest way to get to Bulgaria. I think it's through Austria. Into... What's east of Austria? Hungary. Alright. Which touches Romania. We win. That's gotta be it. I've been crushing the travels recently. I've been actually banking them. Holy shit, he's good. You want to avoid fucking Yugoslavia down here and go above through the big countries. Nice and easy. Still waiting on game map 2. Glitter and Irish are just chatting it up at the moment. Didn't Benja literally run him at SI? Yes, I wasn't being literal. Jaeger does get played, but not very often. Alright, quick little geo grid then for the fans. Any Best Buy enjoyers in chat? Okay, I hate the ones that are like name is X letters long. This is gonna be the hardest one. Name is 7 letters, never won an Olympic medal. We're thinking about small, shitty countries. Eswatini. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, never mind. The map is starting. We don't have to worry about it.
Off a crazy, you know.
Thank God.
Off an absolutely incredible game. Last game we saw Mike W be the kind of champion of a lot of the rounds. But for both of these teams, they are
sorry. I
want
to support streamers and YouTubers
so
blackout.
Playing
My
Protect the
goodness.
President, playing, okay, let's put this one person on a dock, put him in a corner, and just let him absolutely frag out while we give him calls. I don't think is the play that either of these teams.
Ecuador is 7 letters. You think Ecuador has never won an Olympic medal? I feel like they're not that small of a country. Surely Ecuador has won some medal at some point in their lives.
Don't want to have to deal with that devastation of the DMR, taking those cameras, taking that intel, sussing out where the heck those defenders are going to be playing at. Not going to be the case here. We are going to see the Valkyrie go. Also, not a surprise there, Irish, right? That intel being so huge on this map.
Hey, we were talking about the pre-show of, oh,
Last chalet ban, I'm gonna say
crazy
Fenrir.
bans. You might see something
Could
that
be a
you never
zombie.
see, and then the 3 most basic defenders.
I
banned
killed
out,
it.
Fenrir being the 4th. We don't see a Doc ban. We don't see a Brava ban. We don't see anything crazy, and we
Most
don't
Olympic
see
medals is
the
kind of a
4th.
stupid-ass
But
metric.
That does mean that throughout this game,
Because,
some of
like,
those operators could actually be
it
used
doesn't
to
matter
quite
that, like,
effective use.
you know, Jamaica has some of the best athletes in the world. They're just never going to beat a country with bigger
That is
population.
a primary for many folks, which means we're going to see that extension up top. And
Oh, we can do a prediction, yes.
An operator, though.
Let's make it fun.
is the worst, and we've seen a ton
Who
of
frags
players
more?
lately,
Who
throughout
gets more
LA3.
kills?
It's just been a fun player to watch. Viable,
Spiker
I don't
or
know,
Poison?
you know, yeah, great gun. Sure, he brings along
Who
the
gets
fans,
more
makes some of
kills?
those
Spiker,
rotates.
Goat, or Poison, Goat?
Interesting
I give
pick,
you
that is
2
for
minutes.
Sure. Maybe in the realm of setting the pace, maybe this is the operator to do
And
that.
if they get the same amount of kills, whoever wins
thing
the
is-
map will be the tiebreaker.
Hear me out here. I think this is kind of a W pick.
The
You
McDonald's
can go up
Olympic
so many
scandal? I
hatches,
don't think
not
so.
even just kind of, you know, okay, if you try to go up bar hatch, that's not going to work. Well, I mean, sure,
I'm really excited for
that
the
might
Paris
not be the
Olympics.
best
I love the
setup, that might
Olympics.
not be
I'm
what
actually a
they go
huge
for,
Olympics fan.
But the hatch on the complete opposite side of the map, the master hatch could be
Argentina scored
exactly the
again?
kind of play that,
Shot it, maybe cooked.
Aerial Arise
Herds might actually
having
not be
Snake
joining Dark
kind of
Zero.
on an island towards the opposite side of the map, shooting out a few drones, saying, "Hey,
It may be
hey, I'm
fucking
on the main floor,"
cooked.
and then just completely switching with the verticality that Oryx can bring as far as setting up flanks and setting up anything towards his opposite side.
Flashbang at the castle, not going to do much, but instead pull out the Gon 6 and take that down. So open up that window there on the second floor.
I'm telling you, the tiebreaker is who wins the game.
It's pretty funny. That's
Your
gonna be the
arguments
first
are not
kill.
heard.
Okay, we asked if he was gonna be
Bad start
impactful
for
with
Spiker.
Snake.
There's
He's
still
gonna
plenty
find
of
the
time to
first
vote
kill as he
for
rips the
Poison.
head off
Not that he's
Spiker.
gotten kills
And
this round,
that
but
gets the tracks
we definitely know
on as
Spiker's
well.
not.
Some of that flank watch that you were, and some of that sound cue that you're looking for with the gridlock, not going to be on the board now.
And he's still running around.
I think it's
being
kind of
menace
fun
towards
that they swim in a
basement.
poo river.
It's the verticality that
I think
Oryx
that's kind of
offers you,
unique and
and
quirky.
also the speed to be able to
Spices up the
take an
Olympics in a
open
way that I
gunfight,
think they really
take a
needed.
spawn peek, and then just get away to
Like, if you want that gold medal,
safety.
you need to take a
Opening
big gulp
for
of
Aerial
someone's
Arise,
dump.
and a
I think
clean
that's
one at
like,
that, 0
you know,
damage
that's going to
taken
weed
from
out the
Aerial
guys
Arise.
that
Let's
don't
see
really
how
want it, you know?
Snake is at 100 HP and not 100
If you're not
no,
willing to
just 'cause
swallow
he's kinda
feces,
dashed
do you
through a few
deserve an
walls.
Olympic gold
Aerial
medal? I don't
Arise
think so.
Otherwise, have made a very good start into this, but WildCard are looking for the answer.
That's right, looking for that trade, looking for that equalizer, and to put some pressure on the half wall as they take some shots toward Frost, but she's able to duck down into the
That's
bullets
pretty
and
funny
safety.
blockout.
Unfortunate for her.
Was it they gave away
Fighting
one
this
free item
game
per
off the board.
person or
Frost
what?
is now gone. That's the body count equalized. They still got a minute and 15 left. Then and picking a lot of this 2F backside control, but they did it.
One of your students misqualifying for the Olympics?
So as far as setting the pace,
One of the,
Rise off to a good start.
a girl in my grade's sister
But it's a minute left, so they
qualified
really do
for
have to pick
speed
up the
skating
pace towards
at the
Aerial
last
Arise's
Winter
top
Olympics.
floor clear. At this
She
point,
didn't do very
they're
well.
still looking to clear out the second floor. They're still looking to make a dent in the extension of Aerial Arise. So this finally comes through. Flashes come through for WildCard. And for Aerial Arise, you need to hold strong, but that doesn't happen. Another pick towards WildCard. And the top floor clear is working out beautifully, but with 35 seconds left, they need to translate this into
AA can still win this.
That's right. And so
They got a
start
lot of
getting
players
themselves set up.
off-site.
Bucks starting to
They have
open up
2
that
players
verticality,
completely
some of that
off-site.
pressure
This kind of has to
behind
be
the
like a
bar stop
retake,
here,
unfortunately.
Davis holding on to. We've got the
Poison actually has to go
hold
huge
on
here.
blue stairs
He's the
as
only
well.
player in
Looking for
sight. He
that
needs to
rotate
stall
now
some
once
time.
they take that vertical.
There's only 15 seconds on the
18
clock, though.
seconds left on the board
And the bar
for
hatch
the
is
execute to
closed.
start to happen.
Wait, no, they're
floor
fine.
bees to go out,
They just
no,
free win this round.
No floors drones to dislodge.
He's in a
He's
great
gonna have to
position.
take these gunfights
He knows exactly where they're
straight up,
coming
start to
in.
come down to time.
He's gonna
Snake
farm.
Poison
Let's go,
brings
Poison.
the ball. Take one
Let's
down
go, Poison.
on the shoulder of Bosco.
All right, he only got 1,
So
but
he
still
gets
good.
times.
Still good shit.
Is,
Good shit.
Oryx a viable operator on Chalet? I think the answer to that is a definitive yes.
I'm also just confused about the fact that WildCard slowed down so much after losing the opening pick. It's a smart idea to kind of off-spawn, especially if you know that Aerial Arise are going to be aggressive, slow down, look for the spawn peaks, and try to punish something like that like they did on the previous map. We've seen just, again, right on the previous map on Lair, Mike W. of Aerial Arise go for something aggressive, go for a spawn peak, and have it absolutely shut down by Rampy. But instead, as we move into Chalet, we see that WildCard have kind of seemed to have completely forgotten that Aerial Arise really like to go for plays like that. They like to go for spawn peaks. They like to go for very early on aggression and then just fall back and play for time. And the time ended up being the decision maker for WildCard as 10 seconds hit the clock and they're still rotating around. They're still funneling in through doorways to sight. And for Aerial Arise, that is a very easy round to win when you have Snake having the early round impact that he has and the time ticking down with nothing else happening.
Look at this setup. This is something that we saw Poison do when he was on SBL, where they bring out the castle for a kitchen, and it's not just an extension upstairs, right? It's not just to guard you directly above sight, but they're completely blocking off the library area, opening up a bunch of foot and knee holes, and to really stop that engagement from the site overtake. And it has been very effective. Now, we bring out plenty of operators to deal with that. Ash is there with those charges to be able to open up some of that stuff. Give them that 2F location for potential free. You know, use a little bit of that gadget. Now, there is the problem, right? Rampy's going to take down Snake, the hero of the last round. This means they have caught onto the
Chat, be
strat,
honest,
right?
did you
Not
know
gonna
that
get
I went to the
caught, not
bathroom?
gonna get caught slipping from behind.
Did you realize I was in the
Body
bathroom?
balance, pretty early shifted over to Wild.
And Vertical's looking for a second. They're looking for the cutoff on Brios. And even as he's able to find his way back towards site, like you were talking about,
The
this is a minute
benefits.
finish for
Yes,
Wildcard,
yes,
that's the
yes.
start that
Too
they
quiet.
really
Okay.
need. Instead of losing an opening to a
All
spawn
right, well,
Wildcard,
I thought I was
slowing
being
down their
sneaky.
opening, being more diligent, and the aggression that comes out from Wildcard isn't just blindly running out of spawn and giving away a pick. It is smooth, calculated.
The advantages of having your
openings.
camera
And for
overheat, I
Wildcard,
guess.
This is the start that you need.
No, we're gonna
Wait, Light Roses casting Glowmoji? That's fucking awesome.
A little bit of sound, of course, that went down to let them know somebody was out there, but the trigger discipline not to take the shot, waiting till you have the guaranteed kill. That could potentially play out, except for drones coming in.
All right,
They're
we're gonna
taking a
watch
look. Now,
Poison
does
though
spot out the
clutch
Frost, but
up
it doesn't
and
necessarily
fuck
spot
on
out the
Team
Mud. It's
Wildcard.
gonna rotate over towards Piano. Ooh,
As I said.
Brio's gonna find Vertical off the board as Frost gonna come up on a kill, and that's gonna take us into an equalized body count. Shots onto Piano go down, and they are gonna find Inrios. Kansan gets it, but now takes us into a 4-3, into a 3-3 as the answer back comes. So Brios yet again.
Great spot.
taking Spiker off the board.
Brio's yet to die in this game. You know what, Brios? That was
Shots
my
go down
fault.
as
I
Frost is
apologize.
taking off Rampy with
I
the
just
double.
saw you were going
Now the
crazy,
body
3-0.
bounce shifted over into the attacker's first, but it is a
But I
low
take
health
full
scenario
responsibility for
as
that one.
Rim and Nomad reduced to almost
Nice.
less than half HP. Nomad quickly follow into the
Fall back
2v2,
to site, bro.
37 seconds
Fall back
left
to
on
site.
the board.
Fall
Wildcard
back to
trying
site.
win
If you
their
die
first
here, you're
round
so sad.
onto the map, and that's a good shot.
Mike.
Kansan's gonna take my W off the board. Now the body bounce.
Poison, fall back to site.
Nobody, Poison
Good.
take Kansan
Good.
down. Now
Smart
into an
boy,
old-fashioned
Poison.
1v1
Do they have vert
with
angles on 'em? No.
with 20
Brilliant.
seconds left to go. So the rotate around.
Poison
match
knows
play,
when to get back
a
to
little
site.
distraction.
Mike,
Now
maybe not.
He goes towards that crawl speed, so he doesn't give away his location. 9 seconds to make the push. He's got the sound cue that he's coming through, looking towards the head holes. Who's gonna find this next shot?
And now
Puts
he
it
just
onto the
waits for
door.
time.
Nobody around
Plenty
the
of
corner, and it's gonna
time.
be Poison
Easy
to
does
clean
it,
up.
Poison.
Body shots onto
Now that's a
Bosco.
player who
There's
actually
2
has
rounds
0
in a row.
deaths.
Aerial Arise has said, we're here.
It's hard support versus hard support.
All the
And in
Poison
this
haters
case,
that bet on
instead of it
Spiker getting
going
more
to
kills
the
here, don't you look
invite
silly now.
winning, incredibly strong player of Bosco. It goes towards Mr. P and Aerial Arise. 2 rounds
You
in a
typed,
row
how are
on
you
the
not in
defensive
Mini
side,
Siege?
and they've looked really good. The
If more
first
than 10
round,
people type, then
and
it's got to
a
randomly
very
pull.
early on spawn
You
pick
know?
for Aerial Arise nets them the opening pick, and they just completely take that momentum and take the entirety of the round in their control. That round, opening pick goes towards Wildcard, and you can kind of say, okay, this is the answer back for Wildcard that they need. They've taken control.
My
of the
fault
round,
Spiker's on
taken
Ash and
opening
still
pick, and they
baiting.
were
Damn right,
really
your
making
fault.
good time towards site. But all
Damn
it
right,
takes is
that's your
Brio
fault.
Staying alive, re-aggressing towards the middle of the map, and just absolutely fighting for every single body on Wildcard. And as it gets down,
These
to
have
around
honestly been, like,
59
really-
seconds, again, it's no other than Mr.
They've been
P,
very basic
3-0,
attacks from
the
Wildcard
only
that I don't
deathless
think have
player in
problem
this
solved very
entire
well in the late
lobby
round.
to close
The
it
first
out.
round on games especially, like, they ended up in a position where they had to funnel in through the game's door. That was never going to be a good strategy. And Aerial Arise poised themselves up really well to stop that. The second round was mostly Brios going crazy top floor, and then Poison playing the 1v1 really smart. But again, like, I don't think WildCard did anything too crazy that round, and they could have.
Some of those flashes that are coming in being so absolutely
Okay, well,
devastating.
extra.
This is still
Are
a
you
good
more or
defensive
less
setup
happy
as
now
we
that
head
Spiker
down
has
the
changed to the
basement. Now, I
gritty?
don't like the basement call, Irish, right?
He
I
is
think it's
officially
just
off
got
the
too many
Ash.
avenues to attack. But this is Aerial Rise. This is a practice strat. They know what they're doing. They're feeling comfortable on it. See if they'll be able to maintain
More, okay.
control here. Only one player on the roam.
Yeah, and for Wildcard, the info game is just
Actual
so
op
strong,
debate
where,
on.
like you were saying, there's only one player on the roam, and at 30 seconds left, at 30 seconds in.
Poison, the
they were already
clash,
making entry
the
into Solar
clash
Storm, already
on
clearing
Wine,
out almost like half of the map.
clash on
that Wildcard now
Basement
have
Chalet.
complete
I don't know if I've
control
ever
The
seen a
drone game
clash
is
on this
strong.
the
The
site.
time is really strong for them as well. That was something that we saw really kind of get away from.
No,
them
I
in the
have
last
when I've
round.
seen them open the
So for this
rotate to
round-
boiler. Is that what
Or
they
sorry,
did?
The first round
Yeah,
we
it
saw
is.
time really
Okay.
get away from them. So fun. This
I think they
round,
opened the
making better
boiler
time,
wall, right?
taking
Yeah.
better space.
Yeah,
and
okay, no, I've
already
seen
at
this. This is fine.
halfway through the round,
So this
having
is where
a
you
long
reinforce the
open
dining
and
hatch,
having a lot of space
and then
towards
you
tight
make the
really
rotate, and
shows that
then
they've made the
once
adaptations
that
they need,
deployable shield
and they
inside of
could
the
potentially
boiler
get an answer back to
area goes
Aerial
down,
Rise's
this one
2.
right here,
I love the extension into
Poison
trench
can
here.
step up
Again,
and basically be a
Warden,
deployable
and
shield
it's
for
a
Inrio.
shotgun in hand. So in the realm of the close quarter combat, the shotgun is king. If you can't flash them out as well, you're gonna put yourself.
I think
in a tough
Basement's a
space
terrible site.
trying to take
The
this
problem
trench
is,
here.
like,
So
Chalet's kind
a
of
little bit
4
of a
terrible
rethink here,
sites.
as he's not quite sure if he wants to make that push in. They did get a drone there, right? So they know that the
Like, Basement's
deployable
not
there, they
great,
know that
but
the Warden's there.
it's not
Do
the
they
worst
know
site
that
on the
the
map.
Flash is backing them up? I think that is going to be the big
Eh.
question. Now we see.
I was gonna say
Jaeger's
top floor is the worst
rotated
side on the
back
map,
down
but
to
with a
bomb,
zombie
so still gonna
unbanned,
be that
top floor
viable
might not be
operator
as bad
potentially
as,
for the
I don't
flank.
know,
See some
bad
of
as
those
Basement.
smokes come out. Try and dislodge some of those players. That's gonna be tough. As
Dude,
Clash is
why are we just
putting
walking
on
at this?
The hurt, and it's gonna be the double.
Spiker
ringing
has
out.
2
The
nades
C4
in
as
his
well.
pocket.
3
And the
down
plan is
as
we're gonna walk at the Clash deployable shield?
to a very tough
What are we
situation for
doing?
WildCard.
What the fuck was that?
And Vertigo isn't
WildCard's
able to
pushes
find
are
any
very
trade.
disappointing, and this
The
is
Clash
their
is
map
still
pick,
staying
don't forget.
alive, and the Clash is
I think they just expected
continuing
Aerial Rise to run like
to
every
throw
default
a
strat in the
wrench
book,
plans
but
of
Aerial Rise are
WildCard.
actually running like
Left, and in a 2 versus
not
5,
brand new
all the
strats,
positions
you know,
for
like these are
WildCard,
not
Aerial
things
Rise
that
are
like
still
nobody's
held,
ever seen
and they
before.
aren't able to find
But they're pretty
anything. A
consistently just like
flawless
leaving
round for
hatches
Aerial Rise
closed
and Inrio with a
and
triple
playing very like site
specifically.
focused.
That's just an
And
absolutely
WildCard seemed to be
incredible boiler
completely
hole
baffled
from
by
him.
it.
Man, Aerial Arise just flipping the switch. Irish just out of nowhere saying, we are a team that can compete with the best.
Inrio,
We are a team
Owen,
that
what
can
was he?
compete
0-1,
with
0-2?
NAL, and they just had a huge performance on the
A
defense.
push in
Now,
Rainbow
this
Six Siege,
defensive side, so we
100%. That was
expect them to win 4 rounds,
horrendous,
but
dude.
3 feels really good if you're an Aerial
Jesus.
Arise fan.
Yeah, this is definitely not the expected result. You're talking the previous map of, oh, Wildcard are going up, Wildcard won the map, but you know what?
Spiker's
Aerial
still yet
Rise,
to
give
find a
yourself
kill.
Pat on the back. This is great. You got yourself a few rounds. They're 3-0 up. They had a flawless quarter against Wildcard, and yeah, like you were saying, maybe it's a little bit statistics, maybe it's a little bit just the map, but going flawless against Wildcard in a round and also in a quarter is a little troubling if you're a tier 1 team going against Aerial Arise.
That was just a push that like
Yeah, does it start to play into the mental a little bit?
the way he
Yeah,
walked in
absolutely.
and immediately like on
So,
instinct tried to
some
shoot
fun
the
picks,
Clash
though, gonna come
made me
out
feel like they
from
had
Aerial Rise, right?
actually
Continue
zero intel on
with
what
that,
what
pace
was
setting,
there in like the
continue
boiler
with that,
area.
a little bit of
They should have
off picks.
assumed that it was
Probably gonna
open and
be
being
on the
played
board,
at least with the
followed up
shield
and in support was
because
gonna be
the
Nook,
hatch was
right? We don't get to
reinforced.
see Nook being played
Like you just
quite a
don't
lot, but
reinforce
huge
that
for
dining
that
hatch
barrage
unless you've
take,
got a shield inside a
coming in
boiler.
up on the flank, catching some
So
of
they
those
should have
players
known
off
like
guard
there's at least
or
going to be
off
some
guard.
kind of setup there.
Honestly, I really
The fact they
like
had
that.
nades
So
and
stick with
didn't
that
use
first
like
floor site,
I think they tried to
because we're
nade it,
gonna
but they
see
got caught by
that first floor
ADSs.
meta continue on.
But they had more
We
nades.
also
Like
see Bosco on
the response to
second,
your
which is
nades
the
getting caught in an
random
ADS is
operator
not
for
walk
this
at a shield.
season.
It's use your other set of
And
nades.
The interesting
I
thing
don't know.
is, on the previous map, when we saw
If
him
all
play this
5 stay
operator as
outside
well,
the map,
instead of
that round
playing a
goes
shield
better.
and a C4
Yeah,
or
maybe.
anything a little bit more like that, where you kind of play the two.
Chat, maybe their
objectively
defenses on
on
Chalet
their
are better.
own most useful secondary gadgets.
They have a
Both times that we've seen it out of
BPC4
WildCard and
sentry
of
getting
Bosco,
played here.
We've seen him play a deployable camera and
Okay.
a C4.
They've got
And a lot of
3 bulletproofs on
camera
this bomb
utility,
site.
usage from
They are
WildCard throughout the
praying
entirety
that
of this
Aerial Rise
matchup.
go for a smoke
Maybe they
plant.
know something
And with
that we
4
don't.
smokes,
Maybe
they
know
just
the
might.
bulletproof camera meta
They
that
actually
nobody's
could go
really
for a
caught
smoke
onto.
plant here, 100%.
Listen, it's a game of
They didn't
one
rock the
time
Capitao,
opportunity.
which
What's
is
a
probably
good
what
way
they
to
were
get that
expecting, bringing
bulletproof
4
cams,
3
baby?
BPs.
So I like the call,
But
especially if you're going to be doing some C4
They do
stuff.
have 4
Does
smokes
send in
anyways on
the,
Snake and
Yin
Mike.
Mandela, who's able to
Honestly, good
force him
attempt by
downstairs,
Inrio.
but Vertigo
That
is
shit
gonna be
almost
able to
worked.
find the kill onto Inrio. The answer back immediately, as we're going to see Snake and Brios take off the board. Anzin finds Brios, now takes the
Still
siege to a
all
3v3,
4 smokes.
min and 20, and that
All
was
3
just an
BPs still up
exciting
too, though,
amount
and they don't have a good
action
answer to
there,
the BP.
taking us into
The fact that they lost their
relatively
Ash, who they could
low
hack
operator
these
situation,
bulletproofs,
that
though.
was huge.
If
Yeah,
they
an
hack some of these
explosive push once
bulletproofs,
again
they're in a
from
good
Aerial
spot. I don't know if
Rise
they
off of
actually
the
have any
gate. It
drones
seems
left
like they've
alive.
Decided,
I don't think they
okay, we
do.
win the rounds off of playing decisively and playing quickly off of of Yin Candelas, so that's exactly what we're going to do. For Wildcard, they battle it back into a 3 versus 3. The trades for Wildcard and the ability
Kansan's
to
dead
play
here.
off
It's a
of
matter
each
of how
other
many
is
does he
just
get, and I think he
absolutely
gets at least one.
unmatched. And a Legion Mine.
Oh, he's getting at least
in
one
the
for
ankle
sure.
of
They don't know
Mike
he's
W. Give away his
here.
position for Kansan, but that's not the gunfight he's gonna take. It's Mike W.
You
instead
gotta
to
kill
go down.
Kansan. You cannot
Or-
ignore
no,
him.
That is the exact play.
Because he's
I
going to have
just
vert
mixed
pressure
up
on you when
my-
you execute.
mixed up my
They're just trying to
outlines just a
ignore
little
him
bit.
here.
They're looking for an answer back. They're looking.
He's got a
for
shotgun.
pick
Like,
towards
Kansan's
site.
going to
But
fuck
as
you on this
Bosco gets
execute.
another pick, it's just going to be Snake.
I
with
guess
two
it's like a
towards
damned if
site
you
and
do,
another
damned if you
still on the
don't,
top
but
floor playing for the late round flank.
they've got a ping on
So
Kansan.
throws out a couple of smokes, a little bit of a distraction, hoping somebody will push him in the 1v1 gunfight. Not going to be the case. Bosco to find
Unlucky.
himself the second kill, taking Snake off the board.
Good night, Extra.
One for the defense.
This might just be a very defensive-sided Chalet, honestly, because that seemed like a very a very good round for WildCard. Aerial Arise making the smart decision of saying, hey, what worked out for us on the previous map on attack? Ying. Playing off of Ying, playing decisively, throwing a Candela in and taking space, and then pushing 3, 2, 1, playing multiple people in multiple different areas off of that call. For this round, WildCard were able to battle it back and keep it in even man count, even after quick, decisive Ying pushes for Aerial Arise, and even without a Warden being used at all for WildCard. It's a strong team, and on a strong defensive side, they might be able to close
Unfortunate
it
they
out
missed
in a
around
3-3
Kansan
after
there.
this half.
But
it's
a fine
definitely
round to
something
lose.
that is
You don't
completely
expect to win round
possible.
4
They
as an
are gonna
attacker.
switch off of the Ying call.
Round
However,
5 is kind of where you want to start
don't
winning.
want
But,
to
I mean, they got a
become
3-0
too
first quarter.
predictable,
Even if they get just
as we
one
saw that
attack,
with the Orcs,
they're in
where
a
they
good
incredibly
spot moving into
effective
the
on
second
round
half.
one, but
So
answered
we're
back
fine.
almost
We
immediately.
are
So,
not
WildCard
worried
really
just
great
yet.
at adapting
And we got
to
Striker
strat,
coming
so
out.
keep it
Nades
changing
and
up,
flashes,
keep it
really, really
moving,
effective.
Keep it fluid for Aerial Rise, and if you can keep doing that,
This
you can
Striker is
potentially
going to be
keep
used
WildCard on the
to
back
try
foot
to absolutely
actually
fuck
push us
on this
to that
Wamai.
map number 3. Be the double extension there, Irish. We are going to see the castle and the Azami being utilized here.
This would be a
Gotta
really
know
good
about
operator to
that.
like clear out bathroom. Unfortunately, Wamai's
And
not
with a
playing
lot of,
bathroom. I wonder if that's where
explosive
Striker's going to
utility
go.
out of Aerial Arise, there is plenty to counter it. This is exactly what we like to see, is a very strong kind of
Again, 3
decision
bulletproofs brought on the side of
defense
WildCard.
of,
They
hey,
love
it's
their
the style
BPs.
of defense that we're going to go
They're
for.
like begging
And a
Aerial
very
Arise to run a
good
fucking
read out of the
Capitao.
attacking team of, hey, you're going for this.
No
We're going
smokes
to
this
bring
time, though.
All the tools that we need to counter it. Already one of those castle barricades.
I'm
is
begging
taken
Aerial
down.
Arise to run a fucking
Brio's knocking on the
Flores.
trophy with the rest of his teammates.
I'm
into
worried
it.
that they kind of have no answers to bulletproofs.
Okay, so a
Other
little
than, I
bit of
guess,
a hurry
Ash,
from
but
Wade to get some
both
intel
Ash
out.
charges
Now
are
we're
gone
starting to
already.
send in some Bs
I
here
assume
to
on
get that
Kiva barriers,
intel and force
and-
this
or maybe
lost
castles,
player
probably
out of the
castles.
closet, and that is exactly what's gonna happen
And all
as he
BPs are
runs
still up.
across the window in a bold move, rotating all the way back to the half wall. So as Snake starts to push up there, a ton of that real estate, not really having to put too much work in. No damage to be done either way. They take the top of the area.
We ban Lynx, he's sabotaging me.
But they still need to find some sort of pressure towards this top floor hold, and that's exactly what they need to find. Snake with the opening, takes down vertical, and with a long angle is
Funny
able
that
to find
Spiker is
the
literally the
opening
only
onto
person in the
WildCard.
lobby
It's a
without a
great
kill.
start for them.
And we
Flash
put him
going
in the
out.
we put him in the
A trade
prediction.
for Bosco.
I did
rest
use
of
the
WildCard
two
just holding entrenched in their positions, and Inrio's able to
traditional
find one
support
more. Rainbow
IGLs.
with a re-aggression. He finds one because a flank is coming from Solar. The sound is perfect, and Snake is traded. A 3 versus 3. They're once again able to battle it back, and with another kill, from
Spiker got his
Spiker
first.
and another flank coming through from Inrio. It's
So the
just
defense
straight
holds the top
insane.
floor, and the attackers hold the site.
That's right.
This is a tough
2-2
spot
now
to be
as
for
last
Aerial
60
Arise. WildCard
seconds
are not
gonna
too
start to
upset
ring
by
out.
this.
The last
The
of
nice
Bs,
thing
kind of
is
hopefully setting a
WildCard
bit of a
don't have any
distraction
vertical
in.
destruction, but they
Rampy
don't
with the
need it.
floor
It's
bang to
tough.
take Inrio off the board, and that's going to give the body bounce back
Rampy's had
over
some
to the
moments, top
defense,
floor chalet
and
on a
that
kitchen
is
defense.
exactly what is going to
I'll put it
solidify
at that.
this potential hold. Now we've got Grim starting to go for the plant. Takes it to 50, but he is on cam. They know exactly where he's
Oh!
at. Now, Lord,
Wait,
finds
Poison?
the kill, jumps
Poison
off.
versus Spiker.
Poison is able
This
to
is
take
huge
down
for the channel
Oscar
point
back
predictions.
into
It's a
another
1v1. There are
1v1
8 bulletproof
scenario.
cameras in the bomb site.
28 seconds left and plenty of
Only one remains. I don't know where it is. It's in library hallway. It's top floor. Okay, this is huge.
Takes it to 50. Takes it to 75.
Spiker's got a
He's gonna go
drop.
ahead and get the plant down.
He has no idea where
Shots
plant just
towards
went
his
down.
direction, but now puts himself into a
He has no
cross.
idea. He thinks it's behind the
Knows-
bomb chassis.
knows where
It
the
is.
plant going down. Couple
No,
shots towards the head, and Spiker,
Poison.
he's gonna do it. He's gonna
A little
find it
over
over
aggro.
the back of the chassis and be able to get this defused with relative
Okay.
ease.
Spiker's making an attempt to get back in this game. He's only 2 kills behind. Spiker believers, all it took was extra going to bed.
keeping their composure.
They're not out of it
throughout
yet.
The entirety of that round, throughout the entirety of their defensive half or defensive quarter, thus far, they've maintained the composure of even when a Ying is flying in your face, even when aerial Arise are just pushing from every single corner. They don't get over aggressive. They don't scramble at all. They play safe. They play very standard.
How
And
are
even
you
as
always
they throw
negative?
one member
Well,
towards
you're
Poison
dying
as
more
he
than you
gets
win.
off
That's your
plant,
problem.
the very dying seconds of the round, WildCard are able to scrap together a win and continue possibly.
This is what I mean with
a
Thunder's
path towards
KD.
evening
Like,
up this game
there
to
are
3-3.5.
so many people that are like
Here's
+1,
the
+2,
difference,
-1,
Aerial
-2,
Rise
or
on
just
their third
even.
round,
That
I
even
think
with
down to
Thunder's
that
being
basement
only,
feeling
what,
a little bit more
-3,
comfortable in the
he's ranked
snowmobile area.
695th.
With for obvious reason, the trench hole just being insane. Instead, WildCard going to take it up, right? They're going to take it to that 2F. They're still going to rely on the extension of the castle, and I think that's huge, right? Take away the intel with the mute, try to kind of hold off some of that breach on the Mez area with the tuber out.
That means if you are close to
down in that
even,
dining
just one
area,
kill in mini
allowing
siege can
him
boost
to
you up a
potentially
fuck ton
rotate
of
out,
places.
the pressure get put on too intensely. This is a good defensive hold. What does Aerial Arise have to combat it?
They have really good info games so far to combat the hold. 0 of the drones during the prep phase have been shot, and already we saw
My
during the prep
disables.
phase that a lot of those were in pre-placed positions to be able to spot out
Or
the
my
defensive
plants.
hold positions of
For the plant
WildCard.
stats.
The kind of mid-floor kitchen hold, trying to maybe get a C4 towards site, maybe play for a little bit of an extension. They have a cam on that. Towards the mid-floor and towards library, they're starting to get cams towards it, and the info game for Aerial Arise could potentially be the win condition for them.
Yeah, I think you're right. Right, so they start sending in some of those Roteros, get rid of some of that extension util, specifically those Kiba barriers, which really
Again, top floor with a
solidify
zombie up
the
is
hold
not
that
a bad
static
sight.
warfare sitting up
They're
towards the
using their
library
zombie
area.
pretty
Holding on
aggressively
to the
over
deep
top
corner
mezzanine.
is going to be Spiker. He's just waiting for that potential push to come in there. Still sitting, first minute gone. We're still sitting 5-5.
And the info game doesn't mean anything if you aren't able to capitalize on the pick. But it's only a minute and 15 off the clock, and finally, as it starts to happen, Inrio has worked himself into a little bit of a lurk position, possibly to hold the cutoff.
They're going to take
and
all
possibly to
bottom
find
floor.
some
It's
sort of
really
space
important to
towards the
kill
attack,
Rampy
and
here.
if he
And
chooses to
Rampy
walk
as
towards
just
fireplace,
shit
he's
on
going to
Mike
be
W, who's going
heard
1
from
and
the-
5.
from the
Definitely a
bar
Mike L game
But
today,
elsewhere,
unfortunately.
2 of his teammates, 3 of his teammates are going to fall.
Wow.
And as Brios finds
So a
one
zombie
back,
gets
it
left
is
up, and
going
we
to
see
be
6
relatively
chalet
useless because they
defenses
know where
in
he
a
is.
row. I
They
gotta
hear
be
him out on
real.
the
The
balcony,
pushes have
and the
been
rest of the members
disappointing
of
for
WildCard
both
have dropped
teams,
back
I
to
would
more
say.
safe positions. So if Aerial Arise want to find
I do
any
think Aerial
sort of
Arise,
space
even after they
or any
lose
sort of
this,
chance
have
of
played
winning
a
this
better
round,
game overall.
They need to find more
Like, I don't think
kills.
they're
They
making huge
need to
mistakes on these
equalize
attacks. Like,
before they
WildCard
go
are
for
just
a
taking a
push.
lot of good fights that
So
it
is
feels
gonna
like
be
Aerial Arise
Warden
can't really win.
taking the scenic route down below as he hit the basement area.
They're just
and
really
they're
struggling
pulling
with
up
these
onto
early
that
round
west
entries.
main
And, I
entrance.
mean,
Could
Mike
have
going
the
1 and
play
5
here
is
as
a
they
big part of
start to
that.
push in, especially because Floris's back is turned. So with they don't have the right drones in place, which you said they've got a ton of them. So somebody is
Spiker
watching
1 kill
currently,
away from tying
and
the
he's going to
race.
potentially have to play here, holding down into kitchen. We've got 30 seconds left. If the attack team starts to make their push in, starts to solidify their position to get a
Surely
down.
Canada have a
We still have
chance.
the
How much
case in
time
hand,
is
so
left?
there it is.
There's like
Oh,
5 minutes left in the
immediately
game.
pulled off of it
I
because
don't know.
The sounds of the push up, and that's going to be Brios to find the double as Inrio gets taken down off the board. Last alive, the last man standing. It is the Flores. Does get baited out with the freeze as he starts to push in, but it's going to slow him down, put himself onto the rotate. But time going to be the winner here.
Yeah, when we get to the 4th quarter, I hope that Aerial Arise... Here's the win condition for Aerial Arise. You keep playing your good defenses, you get your fucking confidence back. Then once we get to the final quarter, you're just shooting hella straight. Because you're super confident, you're playing really well, you're feeling yourself. Simple as that. Let's take a peek in on how Glowmoji is doing. Glowmoji is down 4-2, map 1. Huge. Which means they're also about to go into a halftime. Son of a bitch.
The pace starts to fall apart, and then you get put onto the back foot, and that's exactly kind of what happened, right? And just like that, all defense all the time here on Chalet. Through the half, only defensive win takes us to a 3-3. Now, this does put a little bit of pressure onto Aerial Arise because they have to win this map to potentially see the third. If they can't, it's over, right? They're not going to be moving on to that coveted 3-0
Argentina
spot,
lost a
and
2-0 lead to
Wildcard,
France with
of course,
4 minutes to go.
easy.
And what is
Yeah,
Canada
and
if
at this
not
point,
North
the
American
greatest start
France?
into
Am
this
I
map
right?
that we were talking about of, oh,
Viva la
right, Aerial
Quebecois.
Arise are 3-0 against Wildcard. This is great. Now, the pressure of the first map, like you were saying, is going to put weight on your shoulders. The pressure of
If Wildcard win
oh,
this 2-0, we'll
we
finish
have
the
to go
stream with
flawless on our defensive quarter to be
watching
able
the
to
last
stay
of the
alive in
Glow Emoji
this,
game.
Otherwise, we give Wildcard an advantage. Is even more pressure because Wildcard on their attacks have been strong on the previous map, and on the defenses very clearly for this map are going to be just wins unless you mess something up.
Now, they're bringing out the same thing, and that could potentially be the mistake, right? Wildcard has done a really wonderful job at once they figure out what it is you're doing, bringing the correct
If
adaptation
Canada
to
somehow
shut it
forces
down.
penalties,
Now,
I'll watch
I did
them.
question the Oryx
I
on the
won't
first
show you
time
the
they brought
screen
it.
because I'll get hella
It
banned.
came up huge.
but
The question
I'll watch
is,
and I'll react.
Will it happen again? Because you got to know that Wildcard is for sure looking for this, specifically bringing out the line to make sure they can hunt down exactly where he's at.
Yeah, and that was
Spiker
the
and Poison
first
both
round
only
of
got
this
kills on
entire
defense.
map. And a little bit of a
Life of a
mistake on their
support
part
player,
from
man.
something
That's
that
actually
they are-
super,
had
super
previously
common,
been
even
very
for the
good
best
at,
supports in
which
the world.
is making sure to
Like, you
not
look at hard
waste
supports
it
like
and
Lagonis
also to not get
or
over-aggressive,
what's
not
another
kind of
classic
throw
support
yourselves into
example?
a spawn peak. As far as the spawn peak, they've been very
Like
good at
Brede.
avoiding it this round.
It's
No-
very
no deaths
common
so
for these
far,
players
they're
to,
able
like,
take a lot of space
really
with the base
only
map.
frag on
But
defense.
as a Selma goes out on a shock
Attacking
wall,
when you've got to
little bit of a
focus on like
misstep
getting the
and
bitch
still
plants
few
down is
mistakes
like
for
really
Wildcard
annoying.
that
Because usually as an
potentially
attacking support player,
could
you're
be
like
another
your
round
life is really
loss.
important,
right here and right
so you
now.
can't play too aggressively.
I love
And then
the
like you're
Wildcard
droning
bringing
in
out
the
these
other
new
players, so you're not
operators,
really
right?
getting into
Both of the new
gunfights.
recruits, they just bring
And then
so
when we
much
finally get to the
gadgets
execute
table,
phase, you're like,
and
you got to go plant
exactly
the
what we're
bomb.
seeing right there takes
So
Kiba off the board.
it's very hard to get
Allows him
kills as an
push up
attacking support
into
player.
that, library
Defense
area,
though,
put some pressure
you're on
onto
site, your whole
Izami,
team
who
has
does get
fed.
another- does
Get
get
ready to
another
clutch.
good barrier up, so a little bit of cover now.
It's weird because Lagonis goes crazy on defense too. Yes.
Riddles his
Yeah,
bodies
Lagonis'
full, and that
KD
makes the
differential
line
between
now.
attack and
That
defense
makes
is
this
very
Force
funny.
game a lot more viable. Can't hunt him down.
And the one operator that you were talking about as being a hard counter to potentially the way that Snake plays is the first to die. And oh, they're setting up
30
this
minutes of
absolute
extra time?
hotbox for Poison.
I didn't realize it
But
was that
instead
long.
of a kill, instead of the pre-fire being able to shut him down, Aerial Arise are still at full man count, and Kansan is looking for this next pick, is looking for Brios on this corner. It's just a matter of patience for both of these players, and for Brios, he can swing at any time. Either of these players could, but honestly, it's just time off the clock, and that favors the defense.
Rampy does
Dude,
find
Mike
Q.
has gotta
Here's
step
this
it the fuck
huge
up, bro.
play right vertical.
Like,
You
I'm
can
not even
see
sure how
inside
he's dying
library
in a lot of these
most the
situations. Like,
round.
he's not
So it
in
doesn't seem like maybe they know that he is
crazy
so close.
positions. Like,
Pressure onto this Izami starts to rotate in. This could be the play that he was waiting for. If they
I don't know.
find this kill,
I don't know. We
take
need
the
him
body
alive
bounce.
here.
Oh, not going to be the case. We're going to see Capitao go down.
No!
Vertical does find
Brios,
Adrian.
please,
Right.
Brios,
He did
please,
it.
huge.
And then a shotgun to ring out.
and they get out, and then he gets out
This is
like a bandit in the night.
Holy
Brios
Snake
pops up for one, gets away, and then with the bait,
again.
Snake
Oryx
slithers on in and
Ikuma
finds 2 kills.
into a
Kansan is
2v1,
fucking
into a
lost.
2v9
Snake up
as
for
Oryx gonna come
3.
up on the quad.
Huge.
Can he do it again? The question
Huge.
is answered.
Did Glowmoji
Yeah,
lose?
Snake
Glowmoji
definitely
won
can.
map 1,
A-
but
a
is losing map
quad
2
for him in the
currently.
round, and he's just absolutely going
7
insane on that
defensive wins in a
operator.
row.
Give him Oryx every single
I love
round
tier
on
2.
this map.
I
It's not
love
gonna
tier
matter.
2, 7
And the
defenses in a
only
row
thing
on
that's gonna
Chalet.
happen is him just going insane. For Wildcard, on your attacks, they, like you were pointing out, they made a lot of smart decisions of picking the Lion, picking things to possibly counter out the Oryx play from Snake, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, I don't think they put enough respect on it. That's the problem, right? I mean, this is Snake we're talking about. Not just Snake, but we're giving Snake the fastest operator in
Your
the
friend
game.
told you Snake was
and
an SI
vertically,
winner?
horizontally.
Snake
So
was
if
on a
you're
team
not
that won an
putting some
SI,
respect on that
but he
and
was
dedicating
not
some
on the team
actual
when they
time
won
and
SI.
actual investment to the roam game to cuts him out. Boy, is he gonna make you pay. And that's exactly what he's done twice now. Puts him at that 10 and 4 KD, just being an incredibly impactful player. And now our Aerial Rise up in the scoreline yet again. We see another first floor site.
But it's up on their defensive side. So at this point, honestly, after the half that we had previously, any of these rounds for wildcard, you can kind of just brush off your shoulder. If you lose a defensive hold, you can say, well, you know, we won all of our defenses. We are an incredibly strong defensive team on this site, so it's not all that bad.
Running
For
sights
wildcard,
back, running
if they
strats
win
back,
anything,
nothing
if they win
crazy from
any
Aerial
round,
Rise.
or
I don't
really
love that they're
pressure
not changing
towards
up too
site,
much.
have any
Oh,
sort of
Snake.
punishes on the defense.
Snake.
This is really good.
You're
They already know
overconfident.
exactly where
He
the
could
arcs
orc
is,
stash out of
the
this.
info,
Yeah, he orc
and the
stashes with
cooking
that nade.
ingredients to be able to counter
You
them.
swing! The balls!
Doesn't matter.
Oh my god, his
Snake
nuts are
bite
dragging
takes
across
vertical
the
off
floor.
board.
Snake!
Trying to find the kill onto
No
Poison.
way.
Equalize.
I guess he couldn't have. No, they were watching his escape. He couldn't have dashed away. Oh my god. He's actually the king. It doesn't even matter that he dies after this. Holy shit. Now his teammates are all dying. So it's actually not great still for Aerial Rise. But that was crazy.
Comes up, and that was all within the first minute of gameplay.
Yeah, Snake fighting back against the utility play from Wildcard absolutely perfectly. Brio's finding one as well. But in the matter of seconds, Wildcard bring it back from 2 early losses to 3 early picks. And at this point, they have man advantage. And they have a lot of space towards this map. Still, the vertical held from Aerial Rise. They have 1:30 to either group up and take site or slowly push for vertical.
So, open up the breach.
Snake deadass got his one. No shame in that.
Incredible conversion rate when they get the plant down.
They've got one guy
So
above,
obviously
but
exactly what
Inrio
we
is
see.
out of
We still have
impacts.
5
And then the
grams,
guy who actually has a
crit
secondary
damage
shotgun is
available
on
in his
site.
gadget. So once
Don't
that
love
plant
that.
starts to go down, they're gonna
Bro,
Woo!
Mike, we
Woo!
gotta be just playing a
Rips
little more
Mike W
passive.
off the
Like, there's
board.
no
That
reason to
was
fight
all
him
on
when he's
the shoulders of
outside the
Mike.
building.
I don't even remember
And with
what I was
that,
saying.
Spiker
What
has
a
more
shot
kills than
that
Poison,
was.
too.
Usually a secondary or almost primary support playing Dokkaebi
Dude,
a lot of the time.
It
for
actually
this
just
Wildcard
only
team.
took extra leaving.
Honestly, just give him
Fuck me,
Ash.
man.
2 kills for him. It takes down Inrio as well. And he's kind of been the individual.
That's a
player
tough
for this
round. That's a tough
And
round
like I
to
was talking about,
swallow.
like I was talking up, an attacking round.
This might be a
win on
2-0.
This map seemingly is all you.
That is the
really need
first
to close
attacking
this
round
out.
win of the
It's
game,
4-4 on the
and it's
scoreboard,
very
but an
bad to be on the losing
attacking
end of
round
it.
win for Wildcard is really, really important.
Yeah, in a round or in a game of defensive wins, the well put together attack team that finds the round, yeah, it could potentially be the difference maker. You're absolutely right. So 4-4, we get tied up. Now the pressure's mounting. Now Aerial Rise is gonna have to come up with something that they weren't previously able to do and find one on the attack team closing up. This is gonna be an interesting round. They for sure need this one to stay viable for sure.
And it looks like they've gone for not the exact same, but a pretty similar lineup as far as Aerial Rise. They have the Tubarão, and they wait. No, was it? I might be mixing up Wildcard and Aerial Rise. There certainly was a Tubarão used to be able to slow down some attacking members, but yeah, I think it was Wildcard. Instead for Aerial Rise, it's a very standard lineup. You might not have seen this exact lineup out of them from this map before, but
Soccer's so
it's
shit,
to
Argentina's
keep
just
the
wasting
ball
time.
close, delaying a lot of
That's crazy.
time
Who could
on
have
the take, and
foretold this?
honestly, I think
Who could have
that's a
seen
good
this
play
coming?
against the
Who could have
very
thought
slow, conservative
that
pushes
this
of-
would be
of
the result
Wildcard?
of not stopping the
Yeah,
time
we
when
talked about that early
the
on,
ball
right?
goes out of
Setting the
bounds.
pace. And I think
Or
this
for
would be a good way
injuries.
to do it. You know?
Huh.
Just start to see some opening up onto that second floor location.
They run
Through that
kitchen
big
back,
window,
interestingly
be able
enough.
to put some
They just
pressure
want to
onto
play it a
them,
little bit more
wait to
passive.
maybe
I
do
like
it
that they
so
run this bomb
they
site
can
back
pressure on some Solarians and
because
start to make
they really
around.
only
Super
lost
fun
last time because
idea.
they played really hyper aggressively.
But currently, we
Like, they
said
took a
it's
lot
just
of
gonna be getting
unnecessary
those
risks
drones
in the
and
early
posts to
round,
assess them out.
and they've
Got
decided, you know what,
library
we don't
of
need to do
hole
that
already
shit.
as they start to move up
If we
towards
play
that
this a little
office,
slower,
and
we
bedroom area,
hunker down on the top
putting
floor like we should.
pressure directly on
We
from
don't
backside
sit in
they're
fucking
ready
mud
for it.
room.
They've got the head hole set.
They're going to be in a better position, so I like that they run this back.
But at this point, the head holes are just kind of giving Wildcard the ability to take a gunfight. I would be shocked if Wildcard didn't know.
Yeah, we started with
at least
7
a few
defensive
good
rounds, and
positionings
now
of Aerial
WildCard
Rise
have won their first
already.
attack.
Vertical angles mean that Spiker is just looking for that space, looking for that pressure. And it's just going to be staring through the floorboards and staring at some outlines for us.
Oh,
and
please, Snake.
just a few
Please,
pixels
let's
shy of a
go.
kill, and
Dude,
Snake
the
is
patience
finally
with the
able to
TCSG, that's a
efficient
very
for
easy
that
kill
the
to just, like,
entire
shoot
beginning
too
of
early,
the
and then
round,
with the
and finally
TCSG, once you miss your
opening
shot,
not towards
it
Spiker,
feels pretty
but
gone.
towards Snake's
So,
flank
I
lanes. He's
love that he
going
waited
wild.
till he had a
He's going
clean
absolutely
shot there.
insane right now.
Very
Yeah,
patient
that
from
is
Snake.
definitely going to be a win condition for Wildcard, which I didn't know. We
Flacco,
were
it's
gonna
a
be talking
3-3-3-3,
about,
don't forget.
during the
We're playing
chalet, but
quarters.
It is. It's Snake, and he is just going absolutely insane. Now able to maintain that position. Now they do force him out of the
Rip Canada.
wall by
Herds
opening
will
up that
stay
main
playing
breach,
for
which is
Furia.
something very
I
typical.
tried,
Sim
guys.
does
I tried.
kitchen, right? Open up the top of mezzanine, then open up that main lobby, and then of course get yourself ready for the plan. So they start throwing in the flashes. This couple of shots not going to ring out, and they are going to get him full wipe back in the corner as they start to push up. It's going to be Grenade to try to chase him out of that back end. Not going to be the case there. Still holding on. Take a couple of shots from the closet area, rotate back around, but Brios to find Rampy off the board. Does take
I like this entry. I told you they had to start winning in their early games. I guess that was more on the attack. Brios honestly has been very good playing Frost up top floor.
The shoulders of Vertical and Kansan, two names that have been said many times throughout the night. So if there was a chance to do it, they're going to be the ones to do it. Kansan finds Mike W.
Fine, you swing aggressively if you're Mike, but Mike wasn't getting a kill anyways. Let's be honest with ourselves. So he swings and he forces a trade. That is the best case scenario for Mike. Now that position's horrendous, but there's 7 seconds. Snake's feeling himself. It's fine. Poison and Brios don't lose this. Beautifully done. They're really good at holding down that top floor when they're not playing stupid aggressive.
The delay utility out of Aerial Arise was very obviously
my
the
camera
exact type of
overheated.
play that they needed to go for. Not even just finding opening, which they were able to find quite effectively.
Yeah, I'm mid-run right now. I'm just keeping a bit of a straight face, you know? Working on my ventriloquism skills.
Do that 10 times out of 10. And the rest of Aerial Arise's hold delayed down the
Herds
time
and
for
KZ to
Wildcard
Lowe's.
the point where
They would definitely
at
be decent.
49
They would
seconds,
definitely be
they really
decent.
had to say, okay, we haven't taken anything towards top floor. Sight is still towards the mid floor. We need to do something, and they just sent player after player after player through piano, and death after death after death for Wildcard. Aerial Arise.
We did make it
are
farther
able to
than
close out
Brazil. You are right on that.
positively, which is very good for them.
It's still very
Again,
funny
I'm
to
gonna
me
keep
that,
saying
like,
it, an attacking round
the
win for
tournament to
Wildcard
crown
is
the
really,
champions
really
of
troubling
South
for Aerial
America
Arise's
in soccer
chances of
just
maintaining
sometimes
the positioning
randomly
in the
invites
2-0
teams that aren't
position.
from South America.
Yeah.
Which is the only reason why Canada was invited. Also, the tournament's being played in the US for some reason.
But oh man, is it a too little too late? We go back to the bar gaming site, and we're gonna, operator that we haven't seen too much here, and kind of one of those staples. No mirror to be had.
The camera may have cooled down. True, but I don't really want to stress it. Like, it's still stupid hot in my studio.
Help solidify that static warfare.
So, like, I don't want to make it crash from being over, for being too hot twice in one day. We'll try it again tomorrow, see what happens, but I'm just going to let it rest.
I love it.
Aerial Arise setting out this attack. It's
no, they invited a bunch of North American teams, actually.
Incredibly important to find one on this side. Setting
like,
up towards Solar.
Copa America isn't hosted by Canada. It's only hosted by the US.
Sending a few drones through, getting a little bit of
but like
info,
Panama was in there,
really
Panama's
hoping for a
CONCACAF.
member of
Mexico
WildCard
was
to
in
swing
there, Mexico's
aggressively.
CONCACAF.
But it's Kansan on the other side. He's not going to give you anything without the risk on either side of you just throwing away your body.
Here's the reason that we see Brava being taken off the board a lot. She is going to find potentially for the Banshee, and Brio's going to find the first one onto Kansan.
Kansan down. That's the start we need. Aerial Arise yet to win a single attack through the entirety of the game.
Slow down, reset, and then capitalize off that kill. You still have a ton of players up. I mean, everybody's up.
No, they didn't expand the Copa America. Literally, they just sometimes invite other teams. I'm not joking. Like, that is the genuine response.
Exactly where he is. Elysian Mine in his ankle now.
I think Qatar got invited once.
To every single member of the defense, and Rampy is able to find an exit. So many bullets going past his head, and he's finally able to make it out alive. They're still firing shots towards him. They're still trying to punish, but for Wildcard, The key was, like you were talking about in the early round, make sure that
This
Rampy
isn't
is
enough,
able
though.
to
I mean, a
maintain
5v4 is
his
not
life
enough to win
maintain
this round. They
only
still got to do more
one-man
work.
disadvantage,
Happy to
which
take down
going
Kansan,
into 50
but now
seconds, you
WildCard
could
have forfeited a
honestly
lot of
just
control. They're
continue to
still
delay
holding the
time,
important
even
runes,
at a
that is the site and
disadvantage.
above the site.
WildCard are looking
And it's
pretty
been honestly a bit of a
okay
stall from
towards the
Aerial
end of
Rise
the
here.
round.
They wanted to be working on Kitchen a little bit, or not
Yeah, he
Kitchen,
must have
Library
seen
a
the
little bit
Matrix and
earlier
knew
than
what
this.
to do. He was absolutely moving and somehow saved his life too. So,
Nice.
couple of shots ringing out, but that's gonna
The
be
pistol!
line taken
Oh
off
my
for
God,
Brios
Brios!
with the triple kill. This
Dude,
is
he's
Poppin,
crazy!
able to find
Holy
one of the
shit!
big
Poison's on the
taking down
board
the Wasp,
too!
and just
His
like that,
first
he
kill
said
since
they had
round
to find him in
3!
the back round.
Poison's
Well,
nasty
they're
with
gonna
it!
do and they're gonna do it flawlessly.
Let's go, Aerial!
I have no words. Thanks for WildCard. You lose the opening pick, but
My football
honestly,
knowledge
being
over my
able to
Siege
funnel all of
knowledge.
your
Listen,
members
I
back
browse
towards
Wikipedia
towards the
every now and
library
again.
is honestly completely fine. Everything is just going okay. Everything is just peachy. But then you let Brios just swing through
Euros?
and gun
Yuck.
down 2 of your members towards highway, 1 towards mezzanine, and then
WildCard
being able to switch
need to
mid
go
gunfight
back
to a
to
pistol
back
and get a
on
second kill
defense.
towards library that should never be allowed
Which is
to
doable,
happen.
but they need to
I
go
was
back to
praising
back,
them
otherwise
earlier
we're
in the
going to
game of having
Cafe.
very good trades, even against the
Yeah,
quick,
Mike's having a
explosive
horrendous
aggression
game.
of Aerial Arise, and for that round, that was the exact opposite.
Brios is hard
The
carrying. I
the
didn't realize Snake was at
explosivity out of
13.
Aerial
I guess
Arise
Snake had the
causes
big 4K
WildCard
too.
to just absolutely fall to pieces. And now Aerial Arise are sitting at match point.
Let's go. Looking to try and put themselves onto a map 3.
Robert, what the fuck?
4. This is huge. Okay, so defense, wildcard, got to win 2 out. Seems completely doable, but the fire has been lit. Aerial Arise just willing to make the push. Win condition has now become you have to deal with both Brios and Snake, and you got to do it early because if they're left alive, they just have the potential to take it out. The triple.
I'd love to
absolutely
see a
astounding.
Flores
No
here,
players
maybe a
able to back it up
Barava.
on the back
Again, I'm
end.
always worried
Yeah,
about
they
these
find themselves
bulletproofs.
to win 1 away from a match point scenario now.
They are
And a
not
match
going to be
point
bringing
timeout for
any, and they even
WildCard
swapped
does
off
mean,
the
though,
Thatcher for
they're
a
able to bring
Nomad,
VP
which
in.
doesn't
Again,
feel
this is a
amazing
major
to me.
winning coach. This is someone who, with his timeouts and with his ability to calm down his team, but also quickly and effectively relay information and relay changes.
Blacklisted
This
on
could
series
very
point as
well
well. Spy,
spell
don't tell me
victory
this.
for them.
You actually cannot
But you're
come
sitting
in
at
here
match
and deliver
point.
such
You need to
bad
win
news.
2 rounds in a row, and that timeout needs to be absolutely perfect because otherwise, you're letting it go. To
Alright,
map
Ariel, let's
3
close this
against
shit out.
Aerial Arise. This was your map.
Let's head to
bingo.
Cafe, Ariel.
What do you think that the comms were in that timeout? Do you think it was very Fabian-esque? You're losing your ones!
Ratty's catching up to Spy.
I don't know. It was probably very heated, though, so we're going to see if they're going to be able to capitalize on the back end. Starting to look pretty good here for Aerial Arise. 1 more to close it out, but they've got to do it on attack. Momentum is definitely shifted in their direction. So, pace-wise, you're going to have to slow it down on the opposite side.
Justin's falling behind a bit. Just a bit.
We're already seeing the Rotero drones get in.
All
make
right.
a quick worth of some of that and dislodging some of those players. Only have 1 member down in sight, right? Frost, the lone man, the last man standing. So, I mean, IGL gets a hold of that, and they're confident
Poison
in
and
some of that
Spiker
close
tied at the half.
verticality.
Remember, if Aerial Rise win this round and neither of them get a kill, Poison will win
Double
because the
vertical elbow
tiebreaker
actually
is whoever
gives Randy
wins the
all way
game.
From top solar, an ability to cut off positions.
Dude, Vertical's in such a
aka
bad spot.
snowmobile
He's honestly
garage.
not had a
That
great
angle is
game.
absolutely insane.
And Mike
But the
comes
angle from Mike W
alive
is just a little
on
bit
map
better. We're calling off
points
a big window. He's
for
able
his
to find the
second
opening
kill
with
of the
Frost
whole
and Sean
game.
running around site previously, and Rampy opening up even more.
Oh,
to
they
try
got a
and
buck
find
down
way
below
back.
now too.
But
They've
some of
got
these
a buck.
are
They have sight control.
That was the problem, right?
Spikers
That
in
was the
games.
question,
The other 3
is,
players are
with
all
Frost
above.
Only 1 person in. They dealt with the Frost.
Oh,
which
Rampy
means
is
they're
good
gonna
with
be
this
able to get
vertical, though.
themselves
He's
a little
really
bit
good
more
with his
sight
vert.
direct
Yep,
action.
I told you.
Shots from above, though.
Good
Maybe
counter, though.
surprise
They finally
Ford
got the
is already
trade.
taken down, but it gets answered back as Snake is there.
No,
So one of the win
Snake,
conditions
stay
meant
alive.
cards, they do take Brios down.
Don't forget about Spiker. While everyone's looking up,
Is on a
Spiker
low
can
health
hit from the
scenario,
side.
but he's already
That's a
found
smart drone.
another.
That will watch for Spiker. That drone watches for Spiker.
It's going to be
He's
whether
gonna hide it in the
Aerial Rise
grass,
can
kind of.
parlay this site take and
50
parlay this
seconds.
man advantage into
Let's go,
a full
Poison!
execute. It's going to be another pick
Okay.
for Poison, though. That's a very great start for them.
And he immediately dies. He's jumping in
As
top.
Poison vaults through a window, he's able to get taken down. And WildCard
It's all on
could find
Spiker
their way
and
back
Vert.
into this. For Aerial Arise, can you shut out a man advantage? For WildCard,
I
can
like
you
these
battle
odds.
back
I
as
like
kills
these
still remain in
odds.
sight?
With their reinforcement, they don't have the angle through the hatch. And we've got the Vert kill, and that's Plants. Vertical can't do it. Oh, GG's. G fucking G's. We're going to Cafe. Yes, sir. Hell yeah. Shout out to all the Poison believers in chat.
This is insane.
Aurora with the big
This match
channel
has
point
been-
win today.
Throughout both of the maps have been absolutely insane. WildCard.
How is Glowmoji doing? Oh my god. Wait, Glowmoji game actually close.
And we're
Sesh
seeing
need
the
to win one
exact
attack. Why is it
same
360p?
thing here.
There we go.
Obviously, a lot more has happened around the map, but it goes to show, it really sets the mood that both teams have fallen back into the exact same playstyles that we saw in the first map. Team Sesh bringing out that aggression early on. And really
accidentally voted
blacklisting
Spiker.
every entry point of the map
You were rooting
in
against
sight
him the whole
to
time.
make
That's
sure
tough.
Every part that Blacklisted tried to take, they were met with aggression. This time around, even on the attack, at least aside from last round, it's relatively the same thing. In Team Sesh, they have relatively
Glowmoji's top
nothing
fragging
to
too.
lose
Son of a bitch.
Just one round. They need to throw whatever they can. They need to change something up here relatively quickly because you're going to the exact same bomb site. You can't bring out the same push. You can't put a lot of pressure.
Matumba's
onto
your
that
boy.
opposing wall.
All right.
This time around,
We're
Blacklisted,
now
they're
viewing
going
the
to be
game.
prepared for it.
Matumba gets 2 here. Lil 2K coming up from Matumba.
In Kane.
Glowmoji and Zach are going to be roaming cash side.
Similar because it was difficult for Sesh to deal with Kane. It took a while, and only a singular flash really pushed Kane in an uncomfortable position and probably caused them to lose the round. Thomas
Oh
goes
my
for
God.
a risky play. I think at this point,
Huge.
was not needed. Thomas had already
Huge.
had
They're
a
trying to
good
get in their
threatening
heads, but they
presence.
can't
You're
do
able
it.
to do a bit of damage, but that is nothing compared to the body.
Nice try, and he
That's
types,
what
"We win this round."
I've got question marks swirling all around me.
Do
Glowmoji
you?
falls as
Do you
well
win this
due
round?
to what
Jump into a
seems to be
claymore.
a run
They're
out.
playing themselves.
Now is not the time
Wait,
to
they're
be
actually
dancing.
throwing.
I understand
Glowmoji's an
the
ally.
idea of continuing to put the pressure, not letting up on Team Sesh. But just
The laser
going
killed him
for runouts with
inside. Oh, the
absolutely
cope!
No intel, having
Worst bandit
no
trick I've ever
idea of
seen.
where any of this is happening.
1v5
It's
for the
all
worst
up
player on the
Props.
team.
He does get a C4. It's all up to Sentinel.
Easy for
There's only
Sesh.
enough space does finish it.
Yeah.
We're going into
About that. Oh my god. Wait, this game is great.
Round. And that is not an emphatic what a round.
No, he's an ally. That's why he
was
killed
that
himself by
needed
running out the
for
building.
Blacklisted. Have they even gotten
Was that X at
a
Tommy?
run
Yes.
out kill? I don't even
No.
think it's
They haven't tried it.
like
That was the first round they tried to run out
why
kill.
would you
Ratley in
try
first
that?
place. Huge.
At round 12, you've been in this situation
He's an
before.
op.
You've won it and border. And yet you do these frankly stupid things. I know some of us sometimes we're here for sillies, ha-has. But come on, man.
That's actually
You're this
absurd.
close.
All right, quick prediction chat. Who wins
It's
OT?
10 o'clock. You know, you could be doing
Who wins
whatever,
OT?
And instead, you've got to be playing a couple rounds, potentially an entire third map, because you just
The
wanted
villains
to run out.
or
Got
the
a little
heroes?
overzealous and wanted to put Team Sesh in their place, and clearly did not work.
I'm giving you 60 seconds.
Not only that, but you backed it up by another run out, and it really.
Will there
goes
be
to
justice
show-
in
and
this
it's questionable
world?
Because if we look at the rest of the map before that round, and
Yeah.
even
Or does
further,
Glowmoji
Blacklisted didn't
reign
do that.
supreme?
That was the
Yeah.
only round where they got over aggressive. And I talked about in their previous 2 matches on how Blacklisted were simply a
Blacklisted are the
doing same
villains,
exact thing,
to be
getting
clear.
too aggressive, and they fixed it in the map.
For those
And
not
then what
tuned
could be
into the drama.
potentially the last round that you win, you just throw it all out of the window and go back to that same T3 hug stack play style, and you're gonna get punished for it. And it does put Team Sesh in a great spot mentally because they gained back all that mental that they lost in the previous 2 rounds that they had lost.
Yeah, you literally get the wow. These guys are idiots. We can't lose.
Justin,
to
why
idiots
did you vote
type
before I
thing.
told
Like,
you?
T3
You thought
egos
Blacklisted
can
were the
go
heroes?
So hard sometimes. It is a mental battle between some of these things. So we'll say Team Sesh haven't done anything too overzealous. Haven't really done honestly anything crazy in this entire game. They're still getting control of this bar area. You can see
Starting
Mutamba
attack
really
is not
himself
ideal in
and
overtime,
able
but
to
that's a
spot the
good
Castle,
drone.
who
Can they capitalize
seemingly
off of it? I think they
has
can. They can
no
enter
idea
stock,
that
right?
he's been droned out. This could
They can
be
enter
a
stock and get a
great
free kill on a
opportunity
Zach.
for Team
It's not
Sesh
free.
if
He's
they
gonna
want to
hear them enter,
pounce on
assuming
it.
the door's not
They're taking
open.
their time to.
Space is in a
King
good
gets
spot
too
to get
long.
this kill.
Like,
Did he see
Mutamba's
that
still
drone?
on
I don't
this
think he
drone.
did.
Time is ticking down. Somebody either has to take advantage of this opportunity, or it is going to pass away, and Blacklisted might get a massive
Stock,
advantage
actually,
based off of
Senvale is in stock. That's not great.
I think we're
I don't know if
seeing
they know he's in
some of
there.
the
They
exact
should
same
drone it before they
mistakes,
walk
the
in.
Lack of commitment, not as much as we saw the first time around they attacked this site.
Working
But
kitchen while there's a
right now,
player
they
in
haven't
bar is
addressed
insane
those
to me,
rumors.
but I guess they have a
haven't addressed
drone.
The one defender being the
That's a
castle
nice
in
drone,
the
too.
bar that
Honestly,
they have
drones are
knowledge
really good
of.
from Sesh right
They're
here.
simply just trying to work around it.
Oh,
On top
I
of
say
that,
they're
we
really good.
have
I mean, I
him
think they've straight up
upstairs in
misdroned
the
mute.
exact same
Glow-mo down.
position, and it's Glow-moji in sight to fall
Matamba.
first.
Maybe I said he peaked a
If
little
I'm
early.
Blacklisted,
Maybe
you
he
gotta
gets
start
two right
falling
here.
back. You start
And the
to get this
Capitao?
take, but right
Does
now
it
they're not
hit?
really doing
No,
anything.
he's on the counter.
Kind of stuck here. Senvale, if you hop off, you're directly in the hot seat, literally. But
Again,
now,
Kane can
behind
flank at
all
any
of
moment
these Kiba
and get a
barriers,
huge flank here.
bodies are falling all
Kane is in
around
bar.
you.
They
The
don't
Team
know.
Sesh still
They don't know
are
he's in bar.
Really pushing forward.
Matamba,
Castle
please.
being
Matamba, please
so
go up.
Do
Matamba,
not
please.
pass enough. That is Kane
Yes!
who gets
There's
caught
his
in the middle
two.
of some weapon
I told
swap.
you.
It's a 4v2. Team Sesh have 30 seconds left.
Oh, it's
Good
cooked.
opportunities.
It's
Half
cooked for
drops.
Blacklisted.
A player stuck inside of this corner. The player directly inside of dirt. It's hard to see why Team Sesh can't walk
Huge.
the player
Walk
kills
around
directly
more.
onto Thomas. And a direct position
Senvale ain't
onto
got it in him.
Senvale. All he
Senvale
needs to
just
put
does
the
not
defender
have it in
down
him. He doesn't even
and
realize they've already
or
dropped.
get the kill
They're
on
already in and they're
Senvale.
already
10
planting.
seconds left. A red ping on some of these players, but
GG's.
with 2 peaks
Round
happening
14.
at once, there's nothing you can do. Game
Nah, your
is
vote didn't count, Robert.
7-6 lead, Sesh. I mentioned that Blacklisted felt so confident. That has completely withered away. Sesh now are really feeling it.
Earlier on in this map, I mentioned a little fact that Blacklisted, if they do beat or if they are pushed on to the later half of the map and go into overtime, they don't change their defensive strategies a whole lot. And if you look back at that round, you had Castle inside of bar with the exact same setup.
The blacklisted voters are really just, you know,
by Garage, and
they're
you had
donating their
King
channel points.
upstairs.
It's really,
Blacklisted
it's a
did the
positivity
exact
move.
Same setup, expecting Team Sesh to play into it again. Team Sesh, early on, we talked about how maybe they weren't confident in what they wanted to do, but now it seems like they were just taking time to read the defense. It really
No,
looks
job's
like
not
they
done.
identified
Job's
that
not done.
these
They
guys
gotta
are
hold
just
their
doing
own
the exact
defense.
same thing.
I
And
doubt
quite
they
literally
roam. I doubt they
played
play too
around those
aggressively here.
roamers, gotta pick onto Glow-moji, then
The
force
Tubarão
those
without
roamers
like
to
a
apply
kite is
pressure,
banned.
But the problem was they were
Tubarão,
in position to
I
stop
don't know
it.
if I love it, to be honest. I guess it's kind of good for Moto. Like, you can just exist in Moto for a really long time.
I think they have made some adaptations to Operator.
Might help
We
you
haven't seen
impact trick
any
the
sort of
kitchen
feel
hatch,
around the
actually.
Maestro as
That might be
well.
what they're going for with
Maybe
the
we're
Tubarão as
trying to
well.
go for that time.
He actually
to
spawn
rip
peeks.
inside
Oh
the
my god, and he
play.
hits it.
Not a run
Tommy
out, it's a
down.
spawn peek, and
Huge.
Space is gonna claim ahead. It's Thomas, the man who started that run out, and I think
Oh,
Space
it's
has to
feeling
be
good.
feeling so
Yeah,
good.
I'm thinking it's done.
Look, they gave
Dude,
them sets.
bro is
They
still
gave
in the
sets.
server,
I will
just
say.
typing after he gets his spawn peak.
A little amount of
Space
time,
is
I
keeping
really
the fucking
think that a
energy up,
team
and I
will
appreciate
simply
that.
just give rounds away.
I
They
appreciate
give
that
a
from
map away.
Space.
That's what Blacklist has done. They're just giving these picks away. They're just walking, overstepping with their guard down. Blacklisted, I'm not exactly going to say that they should have expected that spawn peak, but that player not even looking towards that side of the map, it goes to show, if we go and dive a little bit deeper into the micro plays at Blacklisted, they simply just don't expect.
They used
these
the
team
first
sets to
Tubarão
catch
on
Blacklisted
Blue
in
Hatch.
regards.
Like,
They're
why,
using
though?
these micro
I don't know that
aggressive
that's
plays
that
in singular
relevant.
positions, because if you look at
I will
Valorant,
say,
if he died in that
they only
situation,
brought 2
No
can
other player would
openers.
have gone with him. He would have
And
lost
the
C4.
ace.
Not a whole lot of utility.
They're
Given
actually straight up
Chili would've lost the
locked
pick,
into
but now
only
you've got
pushing
the
Church here.
ram on top of it.
Because they
It's
have
kind
this
of a situation
ace.
where it's a
I
risk
guess they
versus
could throw
reward.
2 at
And getting
the
that ram is
kitchen
definitely
hatch,
the
but with
reward at that.
6 impacts unused on the side of Sesh, that's just never gonna
See,
work.
using the
Oh,
breaching
this is getting
charges
impacted immediately.
mainly
This
gonna
is
be
so
a
impacted.
time waste without the
There they go.
ram and of
There
course
they
the
go.
body,
Kitchen
but
hatch
it's
staying
all
closed.
important in this type of situation. But Team Sesh with the 2-bro, with the impacts, they seem keen on keeping this hatch close for as long as possible. Time is not on Sesh's side.
And then they use the Evil Eye to stop the church wall from opening.
Actually get
Massive.
that.
The
With
util
2-bro
play.
out is a
It's
really
crazy.
unique strategy, but is it enough to stop the force of Blacklisted? Because
They lose
Kane has
Matumbo, but it
taken
doesn't
down
matter. I mean,
Matumbo
their
with
angles
2-bro
are
out. There
so
are
much
no
fucking
more
better.
Sotos.
Like, this guy literally has to walk down this hallway.
Blacklisted.
They're gonna have to
They
walk
have
down
to
this
go
hallway
with
with the fuse
They
kit.
don't have
Or they can walk
any
to
of
Moto.
Ace's charges left. They simply have to swing. They have to go into these
They did
positions,
use their last
catch
can opener.
these
Did they
last
maybe
couple
get
of
the kitchen
defenders
hatch with their
off
last can
guard.
opener?
They're
No,
doing
they got the
exact
Moto hatch
same
with their can
push
opener.
paired with the
So
Grim
kitchen's
on the
closed.
hatch.
They know it's not
It's
going
go
kitchen.
time, but
Church
Team
wall
Sesh
is
can
closed. They
create
know they can't go
cycles.
church wall.
Through
This is
the
actually
house,
such a
Corrupt.
scuffed push.
Get away. Be a body. Peeking happening again.
Ace
Corrupt
and one set of
Rules to be
cans
playing
is an
peekaboo with
insane
them
pushing
at this
strat
stage
for
in the
Clubhouse
game.
Basement.
Then a kill happens
And they're
from
eating
Space.
him
He's able to
alive.
Get a double. There's an
Still
immediate
3-3.
refrag from Blacklist.
Ooh.
They seem to be
Ooh.
cornering
Oh,
Corrupt.
surely
It's
not.
2v2. There's 2
Nah.
players in each site at this point.
Oh my God,
And
they
now
pushed it to a 1v1.
We have seen this.
But look at this.
round
Intel is better.
defined by
They got
clutch
Valcams
caps.
and
Red
Evil Eyes
team
in
happening
sight.
On to Kane. Does have the diffuser.
Yeah,
but
easy
no
from TK.
idea
Honestly,
where
closer than it
TK
should have
is.
been.
Sesh are
Way
going
fucking
to
closer than
win
it should have been.
Clubhouse 8-6.
But
and
they
move
hold
down
it down.
to third
Tommy immediately leaves. That's tough.
Going into that 6-4 scoreline. I'm sorry.
Good
that was a
shit.
very intense round. But going into that 6-4 scoreline, Team Sesh needed to make a huge change. They needed to stop being scared.
All right, the
And entire
believers and the
second half
heroes.
of
Damn, the
regulation,
villains.
they played
Justin
great,
donated
solid
a ton of
defense
fucking
when they were
points. We
defending
appreciate that, Justin.
last round
Lily
on
Man, the
Jimmy
biggest
Master.
winner of
They
that
didn't even reinforce
little last
CC.
second
They just
gamble.
completely gave it and blacklisted red into
Oh, and perfect
perfectly.
timing. Perfect
Down,
timing.
so no love lost there.
We're back.
Main event
Wildcard
is going
aerial
into
rise.
it.
2 minutes into
It's gonna
round
be
1.
tough.
Inrio
63
dead
seconds
to
on the board.
Kansan.
Trying to find some of those outside players who are hanging on. Rampy to find Snake, and that was one of the win conditions. That was the second one being met as Spiker going to take Brios off the board, and now is a very
You failed your
tough
freelancer
situation for the
campaign
defense
pick
here,
1 and
as
8
it is a
again. What?
5v2 and only 45 seconds left. Now, of course, we still have that util in place, so grenades start to ring out, smokes. They're going to get themselves set up for the execute. Poison's going to find the kill on the Rampy. Bosco to answer, and Kansan take Mike W.
As soon as Light Rose starts casting to lose the game, coincidence? I think not.
Through the smoke running.
All right, let's keep it stupid simple. Who wins the series? Will it be wild card in regulation? Will it be wild card in OT? Will it be AA in OT, or will it be AA in reg? I give you 60 seconds. You've had the full, sorry, 120 seconds. You've had the full series to analyze the gameplay of both wildcard and aerial arise. You now need to make your decision. Lock it in. Are we going to see an upset with aerial
And then
arise?
kills happen for Wildcard from outside.
Knocking out the
We
pro
talked about how
team?
it was difficult to get in. Wildcard don't even need to.
Or will
Cutoffs are bad.
Poison's dream
Perfect
come
from
to an
outside the building.
end?
Rios goes down to Spiker, just holding outside of the white.
Pick a number
the white
between 1 and
stairs window.
8.
And all of a sudden, Wildcard had a 3-man advantage in
7.
Aerial Rise. Only have 2 left, scrambling in smokes to find anything. The attack for Wildcard is once again drilled and absolutely flawless.
Yeah, that was a great run. And you're absolutely right. It was a great adaptation. They figured out the strat. It's the third floor, so kind of a little bit of a soft site, as you've heard us say.
L
once or
number,
twice
my
before.
fault.
So take it down to a little bit more of the.
What's up, Goku?
Get into that bakery area, and then double up on the area denial. Both the oil and the smoke are going to be utilized here, and. The only 2, oh no, excuse me, Zami is also there. I was going to say, the only 2 actually on site. So 3 of them, yeah, there won't be much of that site. Rex still got to deal with that verticality. The Solus going to be the highlight.
And the rover's offsite that you were pointing out, are actually very counterable from the operator lineup that we see out of Wildcard. A Jackal to be able to pinpoint
Okay,
those
you
positions,
really
and
want to
then
win
a
these next 2
Ram and a
rounds
Buck
if you're
to be able
aerial
to set up
Rise. You don't want to
crossfires
lose your
up
first
and
quarter
off from
defending
trying
on
to drop
Cafe.
back towards site. Already out of Wildcard, those vertical operators are doing just that.
I just realized they brought fucking... They brought Sentry with beepers and Barb. I hope they've got their ears open this round.
That's right. So it is getting pinged out on the
I liked the
Jackal.
Cuphead song. It was kind of a sad song, which was fitting, because we had to end the stream on a sad note. Because 6K won and Makers lost, so it fit really well. If Glowmoji wins, we'll do the same again today. That's a crazy shot. Yo, Mike literally sold his soul so that he could go, what, 2-10 in map 2, and now pop off in map 3. He did what was necessary.
Vertical to find poison. That's going to put us 4-3 in favor of defense.
Oh my god, tied.
Poison, but once again, you still have to clear out Mike W, and he gets another
Mike!
triple kill from this position.
Mike Ace?
They're setting
Mike
up
with
an
the
attack,
ace? Nope.
And he runs out of bullets. That's the only reason
try.
why he dies. Otherwise, that
Good try,
would've
Mike.
gone towards him. 17
Alright,
health
I
out of
do not doubt
Spiker.
the sentry.
would've
That
been
was a
kill
genius
if
pick
he
from
had
Mike.
just one
Unfortunately, this is still a very
bullet in
losable
the
round.
chamber.
Wildcard have full 60 seconds. They've got great soft breach, and they got only a 2v3. If they get a vert pick, they honestly might be favored to win this round.
Not very much time left onto the board. They do open up a lot of that verticality to try to force some of these players out of that.
I like the
position
nades being
of
utilized
maybe in
here. Wait, that
something
wasn't a nade.
crossed.
Oh,
And
the
look at
defense
that.
just popped the
Fire
Goyo.
does go down as Azami takes
There's a lot of Goyos
damage,
here.
and
That's
then
why.
a nade
Oh, I
go
like
into
the
it.
nade.
No choice but to just get blown up. Does take us into a 2-2.
Oh no, it's
26
winnable.
seconds
It's
left on the
really
board.
winnable.
Now,
Where's
start
Diffuse
pushing
Kit
into
though?
that freezer area, but the shot is there. They've got the block waiting for
The
that
thing is,
push in.
Aerial Rise aren't going to know that they don't have kit, so they're going to fight this kind of aggro. No, they're playing time. Smart, they're playing time. Ready for the back hit? Spiker down. 1v1. 6 seconds, 1v1. Holy shit, Brios. Thank the Lord. That was way too close for comfort.
From start to finish. For Aerial to Rise, it's once again a round of hero plays. Mike W making sure that Wildcard's very good clear didn't actually have any sort of bite to it, didn't have any teeth. Wildcard's push completely
Ratley and
clears out
62, I
sight.
hope you
The
guys both
operator
know
of the Solus that
that this
otherwise
is going to
would have
last
had a lot
for
of
all
impact
summer.
towards the mid and late round.
The reset isn't
It's
till
not able to be
September,
used
so
at
there
all.
will be plenty of time to go
Just
both
so
up
good.
and
And
down
then
on
Mike
the
W
mini siege
shuts it all
leaderboards.
down, gets a reverse vertical pick onto the buck, and just
But I appreciate
cleans
you
out the rest of the team. And for
giving it your all
Wildcard,
here.
even after they're
You've
able
both
to
kind of fallen a bit, to be honest. At least
regroup
Spy
and
has.
set up a final push that was starting to look quite good with a few nades through towards Coffee. And a
Bar
few
default
nades
might have been Pillar. Yeah, I'm not
throughout the
100%
rest
sure
of
where
the
it went
site to be able to clear out
down.
some space.
It had to have gone
Brios
down
just
somewhere on
comes
the second floor, though. Like,
through
they
and
weren't
gets a
getting it.
two-piece. And for Wildcard, now the one round advantage that you
'Cause that's
had,
where all
the
three
start
attackers
that you
went
had,
down.
The incredibly strong and clean attacks and clears that you had are now completely evened up and moot.
The Palu and Nesk of
So,
mini
what do we
siege.
do
It's a
now?
good way to put it.
First floor. Just about the end.
Wildcard wins a 7-3?
Aerial Rise's
No.
defensive start. Able to find one, get us equalized on the score line. Now they're gonna have that pressure from above and
I
below.
feel like
to
summer's
deal
almost
with.
over already.
Still gonna
We're
bring
at-
out the
we're not
Solus.
even at the
Love
halfway
the
mark.
call, right? Especially on Cafe. You said it could be just incredibly impactful across the board. And I think the highlight here, because of all that damage we've been seeing, some of that slow burn, if you will,
Inrio
is gonna
0-2
be the
promoted
Doc,
to
and he's
Doc.
gonna put himself all the way up on the third floor to really just try to maintain that presence and force those gunfights.
up, Dave?
Try to do a little bit of what Mike W did down below.
I mean, it's so hot in the middle of summer that my
And for
camera
Wildcard,
was
even though
overheating
you lost that last round,
and
your
does
early
not work.
rounds have
So
been
I'd say it's pretty
incredibly
hot.
Strong. So just keep doing what you have been doing. The slow, methodical clears, getting info.
Wait, you go back
towards
to
these
work in
Aerial
less than a
Rise members,
month?
and it
What?
seems like that's exactly what they've been doing.
Does school start like
Not quite the
August?
pickup
How is
and
that
not quite
possible?
the speed that we've seen out of previous rounds, but already it's going to net
Good trade.
wonders. An opening pick is trading.
Good
for
trade. You
Brios
trade
that
Nash
is
for a
very
Doc. You
aggressive
take that.
up
Honestly,
upstairs.
Inrio sucks that
Position
he's
still
not
has
able to get on the
Aerial Rise,
board,
but at
but
this
you
point,
take that trade.
Wildcard have enough space to be
Especially with
able
the
to
zombie on the
take
board.
and to
Those
be able to
Kibos are now
pressure
basically
towards
guaranteed
Mike
to
W
stay
and
up.
Brios on the
I
top
just realized
floor.
Rampy is playing fucking
That's exactly what
Sledge.
they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to dislodge them out of
Sledge
there.
in
And they've already
2024
used the
is
2 fires to do so,
always
so a little bit of a
questionable.
pinch gonna be quite a bit tougher. But still got a couple of tracks, so there's still some gadgets to help facilitate.
I don't think
and
Sledge is
cut
like
off
the
some of
worst
those
attacker in the
rotates.
game.
Force
But
which
if you look at
direction
the
they're gonna actually
statistics,
be
the
able to travel
numbers,
in. Now, does get Jim out
from
these
both
areas
ranked
start to
and
make a push
Manchester,
up.
Sledge is
Effectively
horrible.
Taken out on the run through.
He's
Sniper
not
take
picked
Mike
very
W
often,
down
and then when he
five
does
rounds
get
in
picked, his
favor
win
of
rate
Wild.
is terrible, bro.
Don't call it Snow, call it Spiker. He's been just sitting on that position for the past like 3 rounds. He's just been sitting there waiting for the rotating members.
Kinda
of
just a
Aerial
worthless
Horizon time
op when
after
Buck
time
and
until they
Ram
get a kill.
exist.
And in this time, in this round, it's netted
And
him the
nades
man
are
advantage
nerfed.
that he's looking for, still aggressing, still finding space towards it, and still looking to, at the very least, distract Poison.
That's exactly what you need to do. So, okay, 4-3.
You do enjoy having nades for the Azami, 100%. And I mean, the Vertil, like, it makes sense here.
Solus is just dictating where
I wasn't really
the
considering the
It's
context.
gonna be the shots down. Woo! Snake
It's important that he gets one there, but I don't know if it's gonna matter.
Now puts us into a 3v2 and the plant going
Where did
down.
they
It's a
plant? They
protected
literally just planted
resident
default.
scenario where
And the
Wild
guy above had no
Card
idea.
incredibly
Where did you think they were planting?
He'll be able to maintain. That's going to be Poison. He said he got to be distracted. He was not. Takes Bosco off the board, but the vertical still proving to be too
Winnable.
much. Now has to rotate
Ah,
out.
the gritty actually makes it
Gives
so
away his
tough.
location. Gotta have 7
The
seconds
gritty actually
on
hurts
board
that so
to
bad.
Get that diffuse to go down. So
Yeah,
with
now he
HP
drops.
scenario, this is looking a little
Imagine
bit
he just goes and
tough.
sticks.
Potentially bring it back from. Does start for the diffuse. Definitely players in place.
Nah.
3 seconds left
try.
to start it. This is going to be around for the attack.
Yep, 7 seconds gone, and they have completely
Damn, that
left.
sucks, Tink.
WildCard close out at a very, very nice post plant. I
You're
think
still gonna please
that
wait while
one
we can actually
position for
Rainbow Six
Spiker
servers
has net
loading
them
screen.
way more kills than it should have. It's one of those positions where if it's used against you, you
No
go,
idea.
why is he still holding that? What the heck is happening? But for Wildcard, obviously it's been the play round after round because it's netted Spiker quite a few kills and a very impactful one at that. Him holding outside of that white stairs window got them the man advantage that they needed to start going, to have the confidence to start going for the plant, and also distracted Poison from being able to set up for a retake or be able to pressure towards plant. So that single position of that single player, I honestly believe was the round win for WildCard.
I think you're absolutely right, and definitely one of those critical push points that we talk about so often. So 2-1.
Pretty bad first quarter from Aerial Arise.
Let's
One
look a
attack
little
in the
bit
first
disaster
quarter,
like
or sorry, one
earlier.
defense in the first
Do it
quarter
on attack.
is
That's
not
map
what
they
you're
can
looking
sure
for
get it done
on
here. We're gonna need
Cafe.
to see the
Cafe's not
adaptation.
as defender-sided as it used to
As
be,
I'm saying, I'm
but
looking down and I'm seeing Poison stick the blitz pick. Now you said kind of using it.
it's
a little
still
bit
not
like
the
that
greatest
marking,
map
which
to attack,
can
for
be
sure.
A little detrimental, you know, especially because it's just more
Poison on
areas
Blitz?
that you can be hit from. But I like the
I don't know,
that
chat.
the blitz can
I don't know
serve.
if I believe in the Blitz on this
I've
map.
also very much seen Poison actually use Blitz very, very effectively. And
The
seen him
casters
use
are saying
shields
Poison's a
lot
GOAT
more
Blitz player.
aggressively and
We'll
a lot
find
more
out if
in
that's
the way
true.
that you need Blitz to be played. Previously, that was Kino, and we've, you know, I don't want to bring up the infamous clip, but we have seen
This is a
him
Snow
on
Rush
shields
100%.
in
Well, they just went to the
past have,
roof.
You know, 1 or 2 blunders. So going over towards
I'm not saying you're
Poison,
wrong
someone
for
who
sure.
is a lot more kind of tried and true on this Blitz specifically for kind of the lower tier 2 level.
But
I
it
have a
doesn't
lot
look
more
great for
confidence in
you.
him being able to bring
They
it
still
to
could
its
do like a
fullest
late rush,
effectiveness.
you know? They could do a late.
We're gonna find
It
out
probably
as
is that. It's
first
probably a
minute
late
has
blitz
ticked
in through the
down,
pillar
so we'll
door.
start to see some of this some of this real estate being taken up on the 3rd floor here, sending in a couple of flashes. Now does get the air jab out as well to protect that.
Nope,
flank
he's in
as well.
Cigar. He's
Nades
clearing
out,
top with the
not able to
blitz.
dislodge just yet. It is gonna be
Poison
Blitz
has
to
learned
take a
some
little
tech
bit
that
of
I am not
damage,
on,
able to
but I
survive
trust
in the
him
round.
because Poison
So a
is
little
my
bit
goat.
more impactful a little bit later
He
on.
is standing at
They have
Pixel,
not
about to
dislodged
walk into a
this
smoke
back
shotgun.
here.
Oh,
there we
they
go.
got double nitro
Jeez,
from the
Bosco with the
train
double, and the C4
hatch.
is gonna claim
No,
2,
it
and
wasn't from the
advantage
train hatch.
heavily
But
in favor of the
still,
defense.
And that's a great start for WildCard.
Oh.
You've gotten the 2 opening picks and you haven't
Was
given
that a
up
pre-place?
an
How the fuck did he
inch
get
of
that
space like you were
toss?
talking about. Rampy has not been dislodged at all. So many nades have gone towards his position. All of his ADSs have been kind of cleared out before they went in as well. And these repels out of Aerial Arise are just doing absolutely nothing to the defensive hold of Wildcard. It's going to take Brios. It's going to take Mike W.
If Fury won an Invitational, the
in
number
Rio,
of players
guess on
who have
this
won at
white
least 2
series
SIs
just
jumps
kind
from
of
6 to
heading in
11
and
instantly.
getting an absolute... Nope, it's just going to be a train. It's not going to be him making any sort of space or doing anything crazy. Hold on. Mike W takes down Kansan, and it's only 1-man disadvantage, but in 45
Did
seconds,
Mike
you
W
need to
in
rotate.
the time
a few
between
more
maps
kills
3 and
before they go
2?
for this
Do you
execute.
guys think Mike W
Sure, you said
drove
it,
to
one-man
Inrio's
advantage there,
house,
but it is a hell
bit
of
him
a
like a
bit of a
fucking
disadvantage
vampire,
for the Buck,
stole
as he's
his
lost
powers,
a
and
ton,
now
reduced to
is
that
fragging on
6
his
HP,
behalf?
just a fragment of
Do you
a
think
bullet
Mike
to
W
take
just
him
was able
down.
to suck up all of his
Find one to
teammates'
equalize, still gonna
skills
be a pretty
so
tough
that inevitably when
time
somebody
here.
gets dropped from
25
this team,
seconds.
it's not him?
Pressure from the vertical here as the hatch starts to drop. Not looking for
That's
doesn't
my
see
take.
anybody towards
That's
the
my
back end
guess.
as they're rotating around. A little bit of siege timing potentially going to allow him to take a ton of space. Now push in the cross set up, and they're going to
Hold
get
on.
themselves ready for a plant here, and it's going to go down 3v2. Going to make it a little bit tough here as the pressure from the closet.
Oh
gonna
my
start to
God,
make
Mike
a
is still
difference.
fragging
That
on
6
6
still
HP?
keeping him alive as he
Dude,
finds
these
the
teams
headshot
have
on
both
the
been
Rampy. He does
completely
get traded
unable
out.
to deny plants
Roscoe
from
able to
above.
keep Mike W off the
Both
board.
teams have had like really strong top control and then just let a plant go down reading. Now the difference is, Wildcard can hold down a post plant, and Aerial Rise cannot. Evidently, Wildcard's post plant was a lot easier than Aerial Rise's was, but
It's
still.
a fantastic retake for Wildcard, but that should not have been as close as it was. The top floor hold was just absolutely spectacular. A C4 to start out the round, and the rest of the roaming members of, or I guess, extended players of Wildcard just absolutely entrenched in their positions. Even Brios throwing his life away and trying to get something towards Wildcard, trying to do something crazy, because that's what you need to do in a 2-man disadvantage, isn't able to
that was a
do
tough post
anything.
plant, honestly, for Aerial
But
Rise.
Aerial Rise setting it up white is.
They may
They're
be
able to
going out
get
limp here,
onto site
unfortunately.
and push
Somebody in
for a
chat said
plant
7-3
that
win for
should
Wildcard. That's
never
actually
be
looking
able
pretty...
to happen. Plant goes down.
pretty
and so
possible.
So winnable for Aerial Arise. The retake for Wildcard was very good as it got down to the last dying seconds, but
They're almost
gap
for
for
sure going to
Wildcard,
lose the first
it was
half, so they need a
otherwise
comeback in the
very
second
good
half.
defense.
I don't know. Let's not write it... Oh, they're playing Osa.
Bit of a tough spot.
Oh, they're going for a freezer
See
drop
that
with
first
Osa.
floor, site being utilized
I
here,
don't like that.
bakery
I don't like
area, a
freezer
little
drop
bit
with Osa.
thick. And like we said, bringing out that dock. Right,
So
is
it's
one
going to
of those
be
great
Lion
adaptations.
to
They
help
are
clear the
just
top
picking
2 floors.
each other apart
Nomad
on
to
the
stop the
jiggle
flanks.
on the
Buck and
just
Ram to
outside
work the
of
floor
realm
inside
of
a
the
train and
explosion.
inside of
So
the
I think
dining and all that
right
shit.
call here. On
And
the
then
other
Poison
side
to
of it,
drop
kind of
with the
something we haven't
Osa
seen
and try to
even
plant.
very often, at least
Just
I
by
don't
the
even know if
freezer
we've seen it
door.
at all tonight. It's gonna be the Osa.
The
But
Osa
still
is
getting
nice
some of that
because it
shield
allows you
play
to
being
kind of
brought
just
out.
not get
But
shot by
this
Spiker
time,
in
the gun that's
VIP
gonna be able to be a
while
little
you
bit
drop
more
the freezer
effective as they
hatch.
take that space.
But any teammates dropping after you are still
It's
probably
still plays
dead.
on a shield.
Also,
And
you're
like
still
we
kind of
talked
fucked by the
about,
toxic
still
babes.
a lot of
Also, there's
aggressiveness,
2
but
impacts on
completely
Kansan and a
different
C4 on
time, as
Rampy.
well as the nades in her pocket now. She's able to
so
bring
good luck.
utility to be able to clear off the cables, to be
Good
able to
luck.
potentially clear off those Banshee sound.
He's also putting up the air
devices,
jabs.
or, I guess whatever you'd.
It's
you'd call
fine.
them,
The air jabs
for
being up
some
so
people.
early does
But
mean
from a
that, in
distance, so for
theory,
Aerial Arise,
somebody on
that pick,
Wildcard could
I
flank
think
early,
is really good, and I'm glad you pointed that out.
pop
'cause
the air
there's
jab
a lot of space
somehow, and
towards
then
them.
make it back
Gives them the
alive if
ability
there's
to
nobody
kind of
watching
set
it,
up
and then
Miro-like
re-flank that same
crossfires
position
and
late.
Miro-like
Maybe
positions
I'm
on the
coping too
attack,
hard.
as well as taking vertical already.
Yeah, and
We'll
that's,
see. I
think,
mean,
the
there's
big
no Goyo,
celebrating
which is
part,
really
right?
nice,
Bring
and the
along
smoke
double
being in
verticality,
VIP
open up and then just claim a little
is
bit
kind
of
of good for Aerial Arise
that
because
verticality
it means he's less
right
likely to
just
smoke the
inside the
plant.
wall
Like,
with
there's
a
no
booster to
Echo,
back
there's
it
no
up.
Maestro,
This is
there's
definitely
no
a
Goyo.
good opportunity for Aerial Arise to be able to put themselves into a little bit more of that objective style gameplay, which sometimes has worked out. So
I want to know what
good
Rampy
play,
does
I
with
like
the
it. You can hear
C4.
those
I
air
assume he's
jabs
going to
start
use it
cut
before the
off.
execute. I
The
assume he's going to
rotates
try to
there
use the
opened
C4
up
on
a ton of
this
vertical.
Buck.
Now, it's kind of fish in a barrel, this defense, this wildcard defense.
They can't get the claw. Wait, can they even open the fucking hatch? They can't get the claw off it.
But time is ticking down, and they
didn't
haven't
bring
been
any
able to find any
EMPs.
sort of gunfight, any damage.
Wait, they
or
actually
much less
they tried to
pick
nade
towards
it.
any of these
I think they
defensive
naded
members.
it.
They're setting up towards that vertical pit.
Yeah,
too,
but
and
here's
then
Claw 2.
I don't think Rampy saw him on the vertical. Yeah, that's just a
Do they have
easy
more nades?
punish from
They have
Snake
one more
from
nade.
Rampy
Yeah,
not
they're just gonna nade it
using
again.
vertical and not being
Wait, the
able
nade
to
missed?
see
Wait,
that
that's
Snake
their
was
last
just
nade?
sitting there
Oh my
right
god,
above them.
Brios, you
Instead,
trolled!
though, they are actually gonna
No!
be, hold on.
Alright, I am a Aerial Arise supporter, but anytime I see an Osa, I turn into a hater, so huge for me. What's crazy, too? What's crazy too is you can bring impact EMPs on Osa, and then he's first dead on the team as well. Nah, it's the wild card round. Osa stays a terrible fucking operator. The thing about Osa too, one of Osa's biggest disadvantages is like if you're bringing an Osa, you just like lock yourself into like one strategy. And if something goes wrong in that strat, like you not being able to open the freezer hatch, you're just cooked.
Does get a smoke canister out, but it's not going to be close enough to stop it.
I know this looked close on paper. Wait, they win this.
Back again into a post plant 1v1 scenario.
No, they actually just win this.
They're going for it right now.
Fuck
The
me.
long arm, he does have to get off. Not able to stick it. Mike W to take strike.
All right, honestly, good adaptation. I can't hate it. The Osa still went horribly. But they thought they were honestly really quick on their feet to adapt to a bakery push. They got that plant down pretty clean. I'll take it. I gotta respect it. I gotta respect it.
And with a little bit of a misstep towards sight of Rampy not looking through vertical,
Why are we
that
DMing
nets
me?
Snake the opening. It's a great start for them. They have vertical. They're all stacked up for a freezer push, and then you just take sight, get plant down, play post plant. It's super easy. And then with 30 seconds left, you can't get a Kaid Claw off of that hatch. And the
I like
attack
Legos.
just
I
starts
did as
to
a
fall apart,
kid.
and you go, okay.
I don't know. I've gotten
This is
Lego for Christmas the
unwinnable
last
aerial rise.
couple years, and I've
It's
just like been
absolutely
putting them
zero
off, making
time.
them.
You're funneling down red stairs. You're funneling down so many other
Yeah, that
spots
really
on the
was way to
map.
make nothing into
Wildcard
something.
just
That was
flat
really
out-
impressive.
They still win.
I thought they won
That is
it.
an
Like, even after they got the plant down,
incredible
I'm like, all right,
just
Smoke gets
battle
this
back
kill.
from
Now it's a
Rise
2v1. You're
after
still
a
going to win the
little bit of
post plant.
utility misplay of
But,
being able to find
the
a
second the
Kaid
guy went
Claw,
down, it was a
being able to
1v1.
win
That was
round is
tough.
absolutely incredible.
Well, it wasn't it not even being able to find it. It was he came up and threw it in the late round and paid the price with his life. But
Vibes are very up for wild
It
card.
looked over, man. It looked absolutely over. But the fortitude, the gut check, we are not getting taken down now.
He messed up his
Versus Aerial
canister.
Rise, fighting back to get it.
I know this looks
Takes
good because
another
it did.
on.
Yeah, it did. It
Now,
did.
we head back up to
He
that
messed up his
third
smoke bait, but
floor.
I thought it
We
was
see a little
fine
bit
because he
more of
gets
a
the kill
traditional hold
regardless.
here.
Like, it was a
The mirror
free
being
kill. He was
brought
close
out.
enough with a shotgun. There was no way he doesn't kill that guy.
Castle to stop some of that
But
hotel action.
it's unfortunate whoever the other guy
Long
was went down.
distance here. Vertical bringing out that DMR.
Plant
We have
down is
seen the
not the
DMR
end of the world if it's a
absolutely
1v2 though.
devastating in the hands of the right person. Vertical, well, he's one of them.
Like, I think
Rise setting up this
it's
attack. They've
it's
once
relatively
again
even,
chosen
but I
to
think I
go
favor
for-
wildcard in a
both of
2v1
these
post
teams
plant.
have chosen to go for a double jump out punish kind of setup. The Nomad
If he
and
lands
the
the canister,
Gridlock
it's like a
have
free
been
win
played
for sure.
Together quite a bit, and individually, I think at least one of them has been played for pretty much.
And they go
every
top
single
floor.
one of
This
these
bomb
rounds.
site's not
This is
very
one of those
good.
Maps where we talk about it being a
Full
a
stop. This
default
bomb site's not
defensive-sided
great.
map, but you can also just get crazy. You can play it like Cyclops, where you just run out of every single window and you almost beat BDS in 3 different tournaments, but don't quite close it out.
Drones coming out
Rio's
here.
good
It's gonna
start,
lead to
and
that
then
first kill.
Spiker is in hell.
Moscow getting taken down. Body
Spiker's
bounce
in
gonna go
hell.
in
They
favor
have
of
a
Vortex.
Habana
Seriously
to clear
trying
this, although it's a bit
equalize
slow.
the scoreline here. Take us into that
They've got
3-3.
one more Zoe
Really just
canister.
make this an absolute game.
They used
So,
the
vertical
stun. They
pressure
didn't
from
use the
below.
breach.
Buck
Buck
starts to
below.
try to get this as
Oh
zombie
my god,
dislodged
Spiker is
out
in
of the
hell.
stick area
And he's got
and
2
doing an
dead
effective job,
teammates.
except for back
I
at
mean,
it
he is
again,
wasting
just gonna
good
return
time,
fires
but with
not
2
afraid
teammates
to
dead,
just
time
play
isn't
life
enough.
here.
And he
That
does
is
go
gonna be
down
great
without a
by
kill.
Brios to answer back.
This is a 3-3 half.
Off the board,
Insane
but
that
the damage has
Aerial
been
Rise have done so good in the
Plenty of
second
time
quarter.
here for this attacking team to be able to take
Good
them
try
down
from
in a
Rampy.
1v4, a 1v3, Hansen on the vector to be able to find one, a C4 to go out.
Panic
Is he gonna
C4.
find it? Nothing. No
You
joy
kind of need
on
to
that,
panic
so
the
pushing
C4. The
back
planter is
up the stairs
100%. He
starts
knows
to
you're
go
down there.
down.
He's not going to plant on the soft floor.
Precedent
Wait, he
base
actually
starting to
did.
work out very well for Aerial
I guess he
Rise.
did it after
Potentially now
the
into that
C4 went
3-3,
off.
not potentially, to tie it up.
once again, a dead heat between both of these teams. It's not WildCard getting a 4-2.
That is
just like
huge.
Chalet. And I think if you're WildCard, if a map is just like Chalet, that should be.
If you spot the piano guy early, Dameless plus Buck is an easy pick. 100%.
After that 3-3, and after this half,
I still like Azami playing in
Aerial
piano.
Rise were able to just kind of get
when it's a little bit more
round
passive,
after
right? Like when it's
round
playing
on
over
the board
towards
of
Pixel.
Chalet. You can't let that happen.
But playing hyper aggressive like that is
are so
tough
aggressive,
these days.
But when Team Sesh gets aggressive, it feels like they're reacting. It doesn't really feel like it's
Glowmoji
form
up
they're
2-0.
really used to playing.
Things
It
you
seems
hate
like
to
they're
see. And he's
sometimes
4-0 in the
uncomfortable,
KD.
and because
Son
of
of a
that,
bitch.
you don't know what's going to happen next. You're kind of, again, even on an individual player base, playing on just reacting to what's happening in front of.
I think you could say that about both teams essentially, but so far at least on
+2 isn't
Oregon,
really running away with it yet.
Blacklisted have been able to control.
It's fine.
that
Sesh come
chaos
back. I've seen him do
to
it
a
before.
certain degree. That one
Sesh
player
starting
is
down
gonna make
2-0
hacking
on
the
Oregon
basement a little
defense,
bit
though,
harder,
feels really
but
bad. I can't lie.
information is power,
I
and
won't
so far,
sugarcoat this for you,
Blacklisted have
chat.
been able
This
to
does
get
not
a
look good.
bit of that. Kane's gonna spray
Much
down the
like
door.
Biden's chances in the
Call a
polls, this
couple
does
of
not
those
look
just to
good for the good of
add a
America.
little bit of unease to those defenders, especially because they're stuck in these positions.
Chat,
Don't have a good
who's
way
the
to
Joe
get rid
Biden of
that
Team Sesh?
reinforced shield that Space is hiding
Who's the
behind.
old man
There
who
is the
probably
gun
shouldn't be
into
here
the
but is
pocket
refusing to
of
leave the
Buck,
team?
but the frag grenades over by Zach and Wamai and Yair are simply going to make that absolutely unimportant. Where's the entry for Blacklisted? They're hunting for it. I don't know if they're going to find it.
Oof, missed that nade. It just goes to
Why
show
don't I
they're
like
struggling this
Glowmoji?
round.
He's
They
just
can't
an
find an
alt-right
opening, and because
conservative
of that,
American
they're
weirdo loser.
confused. They're starting to struggle. The comms kind of are a little bit
So it's fun to prey on his
condensed,
downfall.
it seems, because they don't even have an idea of where these players are playing. They're going to be expecting Badger in his position, but they may not be aware that he's playing so close up and on top.
All right, they're going to win an Oregon basement defense. Glowmoji will go up 5-0 before that
There's a
happens, but they're
little
still
bit
winning this defense.
happening here. If Thomas can get in
The start of a salvage, we can only hope.
Is very contingent as there's two players directly on each side. Now it is looking a little bit unwinnable for Glowmoji.
I'm a
He's gotta
conservative,
get
but I don't
the
act like
user
him.
or
I mean, I
find
don't think there's
3
anything
kills
wrong.
here, either of
I don't
which
think
is
you're like a
just
bad
not
person
happening
inherently
in
by
this
being a
certain
conservative.
situation.
I know a lot of conservatives that are like fine people, but
Those castle barricades.
I think
are
American
already
conservatives
those
and American
lines of sight are
Republicans
opened up,
Republicans
so
in general
if you
are
hold cutoffs and if you
a little
flush
loony
members out with those
most of the time.
games, it doesn't even really matter if they're kind of burned out. The pressure could be enough to dislodge, and the cutoffs could be held for the kills instead.
Pressure indeed. So still maintaining some of those castles above, holding on to that piano area. We're going to see a huge rotate here as Sentry Poison can start pushing up from that back end. So those Yin Candles going out, the Snake able to
Not a bad entry.
does get traded out. Vertical taking Snake off the board. The LMG,
1-for-1 trade is
enough
okay.
bullets to kill everybody on a single go. Just push up on that 4-4. Still got a minute and 38, so plenty of time really for WildCard to suss out where the heck these last two defenders are up top in that 3rd floor location.
Spiker isn't holding outside of white window anymore. He's pushing.
Damn, that's a
he's
good catch from
pressuring, and the
Rampy.
cutoff for Rampy
Rios probably should
isn't
know better to
outside
try
of
to
the
rotate
building.
back through that,
He's
though.
just walking directly up to them.
Like, that's a
Everything's
tough
for
place to try to
WildCard.
rotate back. They
They're
didn't have
still
enough
in Rio
control.
towards the top floor, but WildCard have enough positioning and have enough.
But with the
ability
Ying
to
and the Lion,
place
it's honestly a
Spiker
really
off
good
of
clear from
Rampy
WildCard.
and form something with the
The
other
pushes
two
are like
members
a lot
step
better for
towards
WildCard than they were on Chalet. I don't know what the fuck was going on at the start of Chalet, but
WildCard
WildCard had some of the worst pushes I've ever seen from a tier 1
Spiker
team.
gets taken off the board, and that's gonna equalize and now take the health down.
Poison!
Global Gadget of Finka
Taking
does it, but
destiny
Rampy on
into
the
his
double
own
kill
hands.
is gonna take down
Vaults
Mike
out
W,
for his
and now
pick.
puts us into a 2-2. 48 seconds left. Bosco able to find Poison on the flank, and now a tough position if you're Doc holding onto the vertical.
Nah, Inrio wins. He'd win. He'd fucking win. Goddamn right.
Sees him, but not gonna be able to take the shot. Rampy gets his head ripped off. Now puts us into a 1v1, but not to be done.
Good try.
Bosco able to take Inrio down, and that's gonna be around for a while.
You return for your Cane's chicken fingers
Bosco with
consumption.
the cutoff, but
Yum.
that was
Fuck, you're making me
very
hungry. I'm making a
net
pizza after
throughout
this.
The entirety of that round, cutoffs from WildCard established perfectly. They're able to get a good opening, but trade after trade from Aerial Horizon, setting up their own.
Did Poison get more kills last
retake
game?
inches on the right stairs
Yes,
means
he
that
did.
man advantage wasn't really held by either team for
Spiker
any
took the
length
lead
of
back,
time.
but Poison
As it
ended up
got down
winning.
into those dying seconds, it was just Bosco on the punish, finding one trying to flank him up white, and finding the second trying
Enjoyed
to
the
push
channel
back
points,
from
Paul account.
pillar. It's the tried and true, just calm, cool, and collected support player of WildCard that ends up getting them the advantage as we go into our second half.
So, head down to the thing, right? Back down to
It was
the
very
top.
close. It was 4-0 in terms of 4 kills for
We're gonna
Spiker and none
heavily
for
rely on that area denial.
yeah, sorry, 4 kills for
The
Poison, none
Lord
for Spiker,
himself
but
is
Spiker
once
brought it back.
Chaka is gonna be brought
Not
out,
enough though.
help to put in support of the smoke. And when we talk about setting
Tachanka
the pace, this is a
on
great way to do it. Lean
Cafe
off of the intel
Basement.
Of the Echo and off
I
the intel of the Fenrir. Stop some of
instinctually
that vertical
don't like it,
pressure, that could
but
be
I'm
applied,
willing to
and
hear
then,
him out on it.
Like an onion, get yourself a bunch of layers put together to be able.
This is a full anchor strat, surely.
Spending a ton of
Yeah.
gadget, spending a ton
Yeah,
of
they're not doing any.
manpower,
Oh, he's playing
to force
Bakery.
these
Actually, never
players
mind.
out. This is a great.
I was thinking he's trying to
adaptation
stop
by
like
the
a freezer
defense,
drop for a
and
second.
like
I don't know why I
lets
didn't
us
think it would.
back
He
up.
just play Bakery.
Hey now, they are
But yeah, he's
all
playing Bakery, it's
stars.
fine.
Aerial Arise going one round down on this second half.
I think my
but
problem with
like you were talking
oops, I
about,
hit the
a
mic.
ton
My
of
problem with Tachanka
adaptations
Bakery is
in
the
their
fire doesn't
operator
do that much
lineup means
damage.
that they're still
So,
fighting for this, and they're
It's
still
very
coming up with
possible for
new
somebody to
ideas
just like
against
walk
Wildcard.
in the door even though it's on fire
Very
and shoot you in the
tight
face.
angles that Embryo is setting up could possibly be just that.
That's my problem with
adaptation,
Tachanka
just
on this
that
site.
thing. Brio's just firing. shooting
I believe that Brios
shooting
can get some
canisters
damage with
all
this
the
fire,
way
but
through
I don't
site.
believe that
He
that
has an
damage is going to
angle
do
set up.
anything.
Inrio has an angle set up. As soon as Wildcard go,
You
end up
can
going
stack the
for this
fire, but
plant,
then you
it's just
start
going
getting
to
to the
be
point where it's
absolute
like, well,
hellfire on
now I'm
site.
reloading for like the
This-
majority
the
of the
speed,
round,
the
and
aggression, all the way
timing
down
stacking
onto
that
first
fire
or
is
second
difficult.
Floor area and starting to gonna put that pressure on immediately. Nobody there to stop them. So real estate for free. Once those drones got in, realize that every single member has bunkered back down. Now it is an extension. They are extended out outside of the site. But
Lineup is
it
nice for
all
a
no
coffee
vertical
plant
pressure here by
if
the
they only
defense.
take the
Could
backside.
be a bit of a
Yep.
miss.
And no C4s.
Uh,
So there's no ability to really punish the mid round.
I mean, this is a
Again,
full
it's all
anchor,
come
right?
down to that
They got
late round.
tons of
So
plant
much
denial.
There's 3
This
smoke
really,
canisters,
what this is a good fucking setup for Wildcard to go
of
for
those
kills.
yokai cameras, as well as
Flood site, get your
18 of those
frags.
Shumiko launchers that
It's gonna be
Brios
tough to plant no
obviously
matter where you are
has a
here.
very long lineup for. So even at a minute and 10,
They don't have a great
Alright,
answer to the
come in
Echo,
and
is my
flank
biggest
goes down
concern.
and, okay,
You can
it'll all
bait
be
out the
fine.
toxic
Nope.
babes in VIP.
Once Wildcard gets
you
to
know,
site, they
Tachanka's
have a
kinda whatever.
completely different ball game of trying to set up positions to plant.
But that yokai
more
scares
than
me.
half of the defense all putting in a concerted effort to stop them.
Oh no, Bosco.
Snake to find Bosco. Brios
All right, well the
takes
kills go
Sniper
Aerial
off
Rises
board.
away as well.
That
Now
is
they
a
certainly
huge
can't lose this round.
advantage to the defense right away. So adaptation's starting to pay off. Now we're seeing some of those Grims come out, feeling that location.
This looks like a wildcard
You
attack
said
from
it,
Chalet.
it's the Lord himself.
Just
It's
like a little bit
Tachanka. He's gonna hold
Caught
you
off
up
guard by
forever.
good aggressive
Having to
plays,
keep
and
you.
then like
I'm gonna have to find a
now
new
they don't have
transition
utility
and deal
cleared.
with
They don't have any picks from top down.
Start setting that
They
up
aren't
right
holding any
here
strong
on the back
angles.
side of the stairs. But
Now they're
Embryo
actually
was
just
here
running
last
at a
time.
Tachanka and
Make
Bakery.
that devastation
I
possible.
wish you the
Snake
best
being
of luck,
absolutely
Wildcard.
crazy up on the table, taking
Do
the
your
shot. They
best,
make the
son.
push. It's the double swing. They are able to.
Oh, they got one.
Snake finds one. Does get dealt with, but Rio's taking Kansan off the board. Means it's all going to be put onto the shoulders of Vertical.
Vert's like, I got mine.
Down now. Able to get a little bit of health. It's that DMR to finish it off.
You feel this is closer than it
I was
realistically
talking
should
about
be?
the plant
Yes.
style and how the
Yeah, the
entire
fact that
operator
Wildcard are
of Aerial Arise seem
currently
to be
losing to
all
Poison
focused
is
on denying
hilarious.
the plant. Wildcard can't even get to
Sorry,
site.
tied with
Aerial Arise
Poison.
Shut them out of the extensions of the building. They're fighting them on small window. They're just tucking into a corner of small and going 1-for-1. And those long angles like Inrio was holding in the very, very beginning.
Aerial
of
are
the
better
round.
than Aerial
the
aren't the
win
bad
condition. It's not
team,
the
but like
operator line, it's not
Wildcard
the
are a fucking tier 1
adaptations
team
of,
doing this for a
okay,
living.
We send everybody to
Wildcard
be able
literally
to
have
stop
2
plant.
world
Nope.
champions on their roster.
It's just set up long angles, wait for Wildcard to swing in, and then just absolutely fry them player after player.
Like I genuinely don't
So
think
you're
Aerial
saying
Rise are a bad
down on
team,
the swing,
but they should
and
not
then
be
just
anywhere
win
like
instead. That's
maybe
the-
anywhere near
that's
is not
the
fair.
strat.
They should not be like beating
Okay,
Wildcard in a
I love
BO3.
it. Pro strat,
And to be
great.
fair, they haven't yet. Like Wildcard could still win this
Wait for the
game, and
swing,
like
and then just win it.
ultimately,
So back up now. Gonna
I
go
don't
ahead and see
fault
some
Wildcard
hardcore action.
for playing a close
As we
game.
see both
But WildCard's attacks on Chalet were not where they should be for a tier 1 team. And then this game, like, losing to Aerial Rise shouldn't be happening as a tier 1 team.
A ton of kills on basically every member of Aerial Rise. No standouts like we've seen kind of in the past. Now, Snake has been that player that we're like, you have to kill him if you're going to be successful in the round. But still just in line with all of the rest of the players on Aerial Rise. Just doing a phenomenal job at staying together, working off that.
B-Skills losing the map to Skibbity Goobers. Like, losing a map, I think, is actually fine, right? Like, everybody has bad games.
On either of these teams, honestly.
But, like,
just go for
you can't lose a series. And the way they lost Chalet was tough to watch.
But if you're kind of just having a normal day and everyone is just, you know, another day at the office, it's just going to be even kills throughout because all of these players are just that good. WildCard, a tier one team, and again, invite winners. Vertical being one of the most tenured tier 1 players in the entire game, just seeming
WildCard to me are just like kind of a big disappointment. I don't know how. Maybe it's harsh to say, but like I've never watched a WildCard game and felt like, oh yeah, this team can make a major.
Incredibly, they are the exact same player for player. They're just dead even with WildCard right now. And
I think in stage 1 their map pool was pretty shit.
Makes for some good siege.
I'd have to run the numbers and see if their map pool is looking better here in Element. I'll probably do that before stage 2 starts.
Doing what they do best. You can see they're starting to,
but there's still some pretty fundamental problems. And like maybe that's probably excusable for a team on WildCard's level if they've like just made a change after stage 1 because they wanted to switch something up. But you got to keep in mind this WildCard roster have been together for a very long time. Like, these 5 have been together for, you know, 5 months now. And the core of this team was on Mirage as a squad for, like, fuck, it's probably coming up on almost a year now.
They're kind of just
so, like,
right there with a minute and 15. It is a little bit of a
feels like with the time they've had, they should be better than this.
And go for the execute. There's going to be a solo.
But we'll see. I'm counting the chickens before they hatch. And ultimately, Aerial Rise, they're not out of the KFC bucket yet.
And the Soul is still playing below with the soft floor of that entire site. It's going to be up to WildCard to clear out at least one of
They probably win this round, though. This guy's surely dead. Never mind. Rampy's alive somehow. No one swings. Snake is just eating people alive. Okay. Unlucky for Kansan. He deserved that kill. There's no way Rampy survives here, right? He finds a kill.
Get a little bit closer. We're gonna start opening up some more of that verticality. Push is coming in.
Smoke is top white. That's the only other player that can challenge Rampy on the top floor. The other two are both in sight.
17 seconds. They still have got some players.
I don't like Smoke being top white because Smoke needs to come back to sight. Oh, he pushed aggressive.
If Mike W has anything to say about it.
Wow. Mike makes a huge call there. Mike has 3 toxic babes in his pocket. He chooses, instead of trying to stall out this plant, he says, fuck it, I'm a push. He kills Rampy and gets a vert kill. If Rampy is watching for that, and he should have been, that play does not pay off for Mike, to be honest. But he gets away with it, and with that, WildCard are down 5-4 to Aerial Rise. Holy shit.
I think it was just, I guess it was just a bit of an odd play for them there to
blacklisted up 4-1. That means they won their first 2 defenses. No, it's not over yet. 4-1 is not actually as bad as it seems. Because it's almost certainly going 4-2. Because Sesh are going to win their attack on the mid floor to make it 4-2. And then Sesh get to attack Dorms, which they hope. And then Sesh get 3 Oregon defensive rounds in a row. It's unfortunate Basement is locked until round 9 on that stream. But
run it back.
They're not in that bad of a spot.
Defense going to bring out some of that slowdown. We are going to see a dedicated extension, some heavy investment into this 3rd floor area, that castle and the mirror, and it is quite effective here. So looking for WildCard to try to.
The only players that have been together for a year plus are Rampy and Kansan.
Irish,
sure. But Spiker's been with them for a very long time as well.
Map 3 here is the one that can potentially do it.
I think we've been knocking on the door to overtime these entire 3 maps. The first map.
Meepy has done good work in the past, for sure. I got nothing bad to say about Meepy.
It's just gonna go to overtime. It's gonna go to overtime. Even that
it's just tough where he's ended up. Like,
3-3 half. It's going to go to overtime.
He hasn't done anything of recent.
And once
Even
again,
before
on this
WildCard,
map,
he was like kind of
it's
in
just a
tier 2
dead
for a
heat
while.
between
Like,
these two teams. Aerial Arise able to find one more
it's
on
been a
their
while.
defensive side.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Swap,
And
WildCard
I'm not
could
saying this has
very
happened to
well lock
Meepy,
out
but
another
sometimes
2-1
metas
half.
change.
This
People kind
time,
of lose their touch. They struggle to keep up with the game.
So we are going to see some adaptations. You talked about it.
Chat, what the fuck is this on Kaid's logo?
Try to help facilitate
Is this the
some of that
operator
forward
repick
take.
icon? Why is that stuck on the HUD?
Out of this cocktail position,
Never seen
which,
that before.
I mean, was one of the most difficult parts we saw on the last take here, and now especially
Spiker
since we
and
have
Bert, yeah.
Mira on board with support of the Aruni, getting that thing taken down by an Ash just a little bit tougher here.
We'll
Gotta
see.
set up on
Wildcard
so
moved
a
to
huge
defense
cross
on a
angle we had
defender-sided
on the
map.
third
They're
floor.
only
Should
down
they
by
try to
1
start
round. In
pushing
theory,
towards
they
that,
can win this. It's an even game.
area?
This game's
Aerial
not
Rise
over.
Not really finding a ton of openings. Once again, just like WildCard's attack, Aerial Rise's attack has kind of just been shut out of a lot of these positions, and Spiker is just holding
Wow,
steady
good
even
kill
in
by
the midst
Spiker.
of absolute chaos. He's able to find Mike W
Caught
as an
Mike on the
opening,
last
despite the
second
fact
of
that
that
he's
shot.
fed, despite the
Might have
fact
had a
that
bit of a
their
ping
team's
help
going
there,
down,
but
despite the fact that all of Aerial Rise
regardless.
seem to be dumping all of their util in his position.
And then they
He's
go
able to
back
find
to the
another
same
one.
spot?
Spiker with a
Brios!
double kill.
Why?
Finally traded, but a jump out is punished as well. And WildCard still
Okay.
in the advantage, but Snake
Spiker
trying
got a
to find
third
some
kill with a
pieces
super
last
shotty, dude.
alive.
Super shorty.
And WildCard are just shutting Aerial Arise out of this
Great
attack.
fucking
Trade
round from
coming
Spiker,
through,
man.
close
Holy.
it out.
I mean, they kind of fed him
And
just jumping in the
explosive
exact
round.
same
We talked
corner
about
twice
that
in a
being
row.
a position
I'd love to know how that
have
third
to
kill
clear
happened,
out.
but
And if Spiker is
regardless,
there,
he held it
he's
down well,
not
hid
giving
from
it
the
up easy.
Ying
And
plays,
Frank's
and then came
two
back out of it.
shotgun
I'm
kills
telling
on
you,
top of
Ying's
that
win rate has
begin
really
to
fallen off a cliff
solidify
since
that
SI.
bias back up at the 5-5. They just couldn't get
I'm not
control
saying
of
Aerial
that
Arise
third
attacking
floor,
top floor
that cocktail
cafe
area. When you
is
got a
the
gunner in there
peak
who's
example
just
of
not afraid
the
to
best Ying
swing,
execute, but
put you on the back
a
foot.
lot of teams
That
are
ties us
struggling
up
with these Ying plays
5-5.
nowadays.
Both teams hunting for that match point scenario.
Yeah, WildCard were complete, or sorry,
Parker's on
Aerial
Collie
Arise
and
the
planting
attack
diffuser.
were completely shut out by
Average
WildCard's
Parker
defense.
experience.
The defensive hold was just so strong, and so for Aerial Arise, you delay a bunch of time. You
I
throw a
actually
bunch of
don't think it's
util,
people forgetting how to
and
play
after
Ying.
that
I think it's
happens,
people
you are able
remembered how to
find a
play
pick
Ying.
or able to find
And
some
then they
sort of
played Ying a
opening.
bunch,
They just
and
see
eventually
body
people
after
remembered how to
body of,
avoid
okay, we
Yings,
haven't been able
and
to find anything.
people have
We
just
go for
gotten
broke
better
here.
at dodging the
If we
Candelas
send one in
and
go one for
expecting
one,
the
honestly,
Candelas
that's
and playing
fine,
around the
because that means
Candelas.
one less roamer and one more person towards sight, where we're able to take space and maybe
Dark
mark
Zero is
that player towards
probably
sight.
still the best Ying
But
team, yes.
It just doesn't work out because Spiker and the rest
But even
of
their win rate's
WildCard
gone down
hold their positions
since SI.
firmly and don't give up anything. That's a round for WildCard on their defense, and that is, like you said, evened out in a 5-5.
So double up on the
Meepy
area
did help the
denial.
tier 2 teams he was
Right,
on,
you
but
know
is it
they're
enough
gonna
to make
bring
the
that
team
vertical
internationally
presence.
competitive?
You know that they're gonna
Oh,
have
we're
that
missing
OSIS that was
defaults.
so effective the last time that we played it.
Yeah, like I really,
So double up on
it's
bringing
always
out
important
the
to stress when
smoke
talking
and
about
the
coaches
coil.
that like it's truly
That
impossible to
adaptation,
know
will
what
it
type of
be
impact they're
enough?
having without being in the team.
I'm not sure if that's
Like
the
Meepy's
case,
recent
because
results
yet
haven't been
again,
amazing,
we have no
but
investment
end of
in
the
our
day,
own
like,
game here. We have no extension
is that his
outside
fault?
of that
Who fucking knows,
general
right? Like
first floor
I really
extension
don't
that
want to
you see
read
for
too much into
Bakery.
it,
So, gonna give up a
because
ton
as
of that
outsiders,
real
it's just
estate for
impossible
free
to know
back up on the second floor.
what type of impact a coach is having. Now, to my fucking dismay, they're going back to the Osa take.
Already, right
I
next
know
to
they
Randy,
won
who
last
doesn't even
time.
know
I
him.
know they
Now
won with
they
their
know.
Osa take.
Can be shot in 90,
But
and
it
they
was
have
thanks
perfect info on
to
Mike
no
W, but
part
the
to the
space
Osa.
is already
Now the
given
good
up for
thing
him.
for
And
Aerial
as
Rise is
blocked,
there's no
that
Kaid.
space is
So they
valuable
should
because if they
be
get
able to
mid
get
for
this
it,
hatch
they
open.
drop
Unless
back
Buck
towards
goes
first
down
floor,
to a
which is exactly
C4
what they've done. For
before they
Aerial
open the
Rise, with
hatch.
a minute and 50 and
In
two
theory,
vertical
they should be fine. There's
operators,
not even a C4 on the
can make
board. Okay.
WildCard so uncomfortable.
Unless, like, Rampy goes for a crazy flank,
Force them out of sight.
and
Now, they're
kills
already, of course, extended into that,
kills this
Christmas
Buck,
area,
they should be
and
more than happy
into
to get
that
this hatch open.
free
No
area as well.
problemos.
But, so some of that vertical play going to be a little bit tougher to have, but once
Unfortunately,
they get that open
now
up,
there's a Goyo,
say
who
open
hard
up
counters
Fraser,
Osa.
open up that
Now
hatch
there's a
into
smoke,
Fraser, then
who
they
hard counters
really allow
Osa.
themselves to
Now there's two
get
operators
into
with
that
impacts,
plant scenario
which is
that
very, very
Jake
good to
is
counter
taking
Osa.
advantage
Better
of.
than one operator with two 2 impacts too, because it's more
And
likely
Arrow Rise
that
have
one
a
of
lot
these
time
ops
to
will be
work
in
this
position.
vertical and to be able to get that advantage before they go in as well. Again, with still a minute.
Although they
9
are
on the
both
clock,
playing
and
bars,
a
so
Gauntlet 6 in their pockets
they're
with
both
plenty
playing
to
whiskey,
be able to
so
clear out the Boyos
Tough to say.
Clear out the Kibas. Aerial Rise are just cutting through.
I think Wildcard win this round, though. I think they go up 6-5.
Trying to delay time, but those Kibas are going to absolutely.
I will
crush
never
this
gamble on
team.
an Osa strat. That's on God.
50 seconds left. And
3 people are in whiskey, though.
Wildcard are
I don't
even
love
forced
that,
not just
admittedly.
towards the first floor,
I don't think that's a
they've been
great
forced
way to play it.
Towards whiskey and completely off site.
He's looking for Bosco. Bosco's just like not
Yeah,
giving
so
him the angle though with the dock.
30 seconds left on the board, which means that
Bert has given up on
start
stimming up
happening, but with the
Bosco.
Goyos, the Vulcan canister starting to be set up. That's going to be a little bit more of a tall order.
They've used their
Especially
nades. I
if
assume
you
they
have
use
the
these
smoke
nades
canister in
to
pocket,
clear the
it
Goyo
sends it towards
canisters.
that freezer, not allowing them
Here
to
come the
drop it.
impacts.
It
There's the Toxic
already
Babe.
made it
There's the
inside
impact.
sight. Loses one of the
But he
talent
still has a
shields,
second
potentially
shield.
about to lose a second
Malusi,
here.
one more
Set up
impact,
and
though.
getting ready for that plan to go down. There is the
How?
not able to find
In
it.
what
That was
world does that impact
Mike
not
was
hit?
Able to find Rampy, and just like that, it is falling
In
apart.
what
They
universe
get
does that
themselves
impact?
inside.
Oh, but they
Falls on the
still
shoulders
lose
of
to
Smoke.
Spiker! 1v5s! Oh my god, Osa's such a shit off.
Gap.
The Osa wasn't even to blame there. But how the fuck did Spiker just walk through freezing? He was playing VIP. How did nobody watch for Spiker? There's nowhere else he could have been. He was in the same spot the whole round. The whole point of bringing Osa is that you don't have to clear VIP, right? Because you drop with the Osa shield and then you're suddenly not, like, suddenly you can't get shot dropping the hatch and you can just hold him. You don't have to clear him. But nobody watched for it. Nobody stopped him from just pushing in. Bro. Oh my god.
Absolutely huge.
That is tragic.
WildCard was going to be so good at is
What's up,
exploiting
Seth?
some of those weaknesses, finding some of those mistakes.
No
and
way.
that's where their experience in that T1 area is.
It's
gonna
not
really
like he
pay
was in
off.
a weird
No
spot.
time left.
He played the
Goes straight to
same
the
room,
planter.
started the
Right
round to the
right.
end.
Finds
He was
himself
chilling
under there.
VIP, living his best life. And then when his whole team was dead, he was like, I guess I'll walk into sight and see what happens. And he found the planter on a golden platter.
You know, say sitting and reading and playing on an island and
That's just
killing two
panic.
people off reverse
There's
vertical
actually
is
no
delaying
explanation for
time
that other
timing
than
and
Aerial
gives
Rise
the team an
panicking through.
advantage. That is a very
Tragic.
typical hero play. What we just saw Spiker
Tragic.
pull off is something that you really don't see every day. The defensive hold for Wildcard just absolutely crumbles because they give Aerial Arise mid-floor, they give them a lot of space to be able to work vertical, and Aerial Arise do just that. With a minute and 50, they destroy all of the Kibas on site. They're just absolutely cutting through everything. They force Wildcard off of site and pick them off one by one by one by
Tough
one.
spy.
And Spiker,
Tough.
in a, I think it was a 1 versus 4 as Plant was going down at 0-0. Solo retakes.
They're gonna bet it all on poison on the blitz. Mike's going for the Amaru play. Imagine they run the blitz in as a distraction and then they Amaru up the hatch and plant.
Again, not something that's gonna show up on the kill feed. You're not gonna see it on a stack.
It is
Actually,
mining
no,
and
you are gonna
dining.
see it on a stack 'cause it's a 1vs.
Currently, Poison has Diffuse
But
Kit. We'll see if they
it's
stick
not a
with that.
typical kind
They
of
probably will.
scoreboard. Oh man, I'm going 12.
Mike is definitely going to jump in dining. Oh, it's a rush. Oh, it's a rush. Here we go. Lock and load. Stim pistols haven't gone out yet, interestingly enough. Finka died before using a single stim pistol. I was about to say stims up the ass, but never mind. It's okay though, because they're getting their kills. That's a big C4. That gets the kill. Mike down. It's not a free plant here. Job's not done. Defenses are in a pretty good position. No, and Vert finds the angle to poison. No, Vert! Oh, it's all on in Rio. He's baiting on the top floor. No! Bro, your team was dying in sight. What are you doing on the new Balk?
Much to do and
He's
so
reloading
much time
with
in
super
which
shorty.
to do so. So a quick reload behind.
All right,
Take
hey,
a
if
look.
you're gonna
Try
bait,
to
bait.
find out
If you're gonna bait,
exactly
commit to the
what
bait.
Problem is, it's vertical and Panzen that you have to go up against here for this potential round to be over.
And it's such a tense 2 versus 1 for Wildcard because Aerial Arise and Inrio specifically has a lot of cams to be able to spot out the defensive members, but Wildcard have 0 cams to be able to find any info towards him. So a minute and 15 in Rio.
They
has
win
to
this
set
round because their
some sort
strat
of
on
ability
defense
to
is so
take
shit. They
one
left the
off.
back walls
You
soft
have
so
to
they could retake off a
isolate
C4.
1 versus 1 because otherwise
Holy
you're walking into a
shit.
cross, you're walking into one of the most drilled
That's a good
teams
nade.
in this entire
Probably doesn't
stage
get a
in
kill, but it
Tier
will
1
force him
team,
off.
and he tries to get
There's
planted
no
down,
cams on
knowing
this. They don't have a
that he's
bulletproof.
forced
They're just gonna let him
two of them back
plant.
towards fireplace. I think this is the right play. This plant goes down, and WildCard are forced into a retake.
Winnable for
Right,
Inrio.
so in this 2v1, it's all on the
Oh,
line. A
he
couple
saw
of
him in the
shots
head.
across there.
Inrio's no
Looking for
intel, though.
potential flank to
He's
come up.
watching red. He's
As
worried
we
about a
know
flank.
that
Nah,
both of them
good
are
try.
on that side of C4.
Well,
Down and
wildcard,
down
don't
the
troll
gridlock,
to
and
aerial
it's
arise.
2-0.
It's a tough day. It's a tough day. Congratulations to the pro team. Stealing checks straight out of Poison's mouth. Let's go see if Glowmoji can win a
Nothing
game.
built off of it for Team Sesh was completely replaced by putting utility, putting Badger.
He should have jumped out. He definitely
inside
should have.
of that
Yeah, that would have been
backing
better.
Up, and now
I
we're
think he
seeing
was
that
like,
yet again.
I don't know. He was
Team
just
Sesh,
panicked.
They need to give.
He
have a
probably
whole
thought
lot
they
of
were
ways
closer than they were because the two players played that really passive on wildcard, right? Like, he probably assumed if he jumped out, he would get caught because they would like already be up on him, but they were so passive. He just had no intel.
Taking that risk potentially could seek a reward.
Ebb and flow.
Jumping out
is
is
a difficult state to be in. With Matumba going down,
probably the right
Space
play,
is
but
still up on that third
tough.
floor. That is brutal for Sesh because now Space is
Uh,
essentially on
Sesh
an
went
island
1 for 1
all
on their
alone,
first 2
stuck
rounds of
on
the second
third
quarter.
floor.
That's probably not good
Grim
enough.
Currently, the C4 is going to go.
This
out.
is
It's
actually
not
this is
going
a
to have
bad spot for
radius.
Sesh. I
And
can't
now,
lie to
just
you, chat.
Literally running ring around the rosy. Players are dying inside of sight. And Sesh go from a hero play to barely trying to claw their
Chat,
way
this game is starting to look
a
worse than your
decent
grandpa's
fight
Facebook
all the
feed.
way at the
This
end.
is full of
And
despair.
somehow, Space is still alive. Maybe they've realized that they've given too much time to him. TK is going to fire away, able to get a couple of damage, but not a kill. And that's exactly what Team Sesh need, but damage is going to have more than enough. It's a 2v5
Glowmoji's about to go
with
up
players on site,
6-3
as Space
headed
is
to
just trying
defense
make
on
some
Oregon.
sort of impact with what he's got.
Yeah, it may be cooked.
Space is finally being
This is a bomb site you can win 3v5, especially with the HP being so low on Tommy and Zach. And I mean, they've got a toxic babe.
And here's Kane right
Never
in the
mind.
middle of the site.
My bad, that
He
was
gets
my
one on
fault,
the
Badger. I shouldn't have said anything.
Throws out the flash.
Nah, it's just...
Has taken this site.
Where are they?
taken it
Secure- wait,
around away
Valk
from
is flanking.
Team
Valk is in
Sesh.
kitchen. Why is Valk in
Completely
kitchen?
found. He does find a kill onto Zach, but it's Glowmoji
Dude.
there to answer back in Space. Completely
We are in
disconnected
Narnia.
from his team,
We are in
from the
Narnia
from this
space.
round. In a 1v4, an almost impossible task to ask for.
Chat, I'm
to get
hungry
one
as fuck.
on
I'm
this
hot as
individual,
fuck.
making
I don't want to watch
it a
Glowmoji win a
1v3.
game.
Thomas is low on health. There is potential there.
I'm gonna raid TPL live.
He's grasping at straws, trying to find anything. As
For
the
those who
gunshots
wish.
ring out, he gets one onto Kane.
Imagine he
Kane
clutches,
matches
though.
Glowmoji
If he clutches, I'll watch the end
controlling
of this game.
situation inside a freezer, but he slips away with his life.
It's a physically impossible clutch.
Going down, 8 seconds.
Hey, he
7,
makes
he
it
gets
flashy,
the
though.
kill.
Chat, I'm gonna raid
It's
TPL
going to be
live.
blacklisted
Go watch the
round.
rest of this game
Whether he
if
gets
you
the
are so
kill or
too
not,
inclined.
doesn't
Thank you
matter.
guys so much for
Thomas
watching.
runs away with it.
We'll be
Now,
live tomorrow for the next day of Element 3. I hope to see you all there. Hopefully my cam works tomorrow as well. Hopefully we don't close it out. Have a wonderful rest of your days. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I'll pay out the prediction quick. I sent all the Raiders away. But was that an OT win for wildcard? No, that was a 6. That was a 7-5. GG's.